right. Welcome everybody to another BDA Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. This is your friend Mr. BDA, and as always with me, my co-host, the one, the only King, Bucho. King, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Before we get down to business, let's get this out of the way. If you like the show and you want to listen to it, you can listen to the episodes via Spreaker and iTunes. You can download them there. Don't forget to check out BDA Live. Actually, BDA Live, I don't know what we're going to be doing there anymore. We had some technical issues, some corporate issues rather. I don't know what we're going to do with that show, with that channel. But do subscribe to it either way. Subscribe to BDA, like, subscribe. Check us out on PayPal and Patreon. And download to the show. Keep the goodies going. Why not? We can keep this show going, make it interesting, entertain the people. So what else? That gets it out of the way. Good to have everybody on board here. Shout out to Rasclot, the Quags, Guerrero de la Info, Azzy, Thomas Moreland, Reese Mack, Nordic Warrior. Many more to come, I am sure. We had a jam-packed weekend full of boxing, Friday and Saturday. And this Saturday will prove to be quite active as well. Maybe not as active as last week. Actually, might be better. You have the pay-per-view between Terence Crawford and Amir Khan, Shakur Stevenson on the undercard, and he's been getting some good sparring. Actual sparring, not, in front of the 7-Eleven against a bunch of drunks. Teofimo Lopez is also going to be fighting there. Felix Verdejo taking on Brian Vasquez. Tough Brian Vasquez always gives people a tough challenge. I mean, if you don't want to buy that, card, you can always go to Fox Sports the same night. Danny Garcia takes on Adrian Granados. I think it's going to be an entertaining fight. I don't think it's going to be like Granados' fights against Broner and Porter, which were quite boring, filled with holding, molestation. Didn't really like it. And you also have Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Alexander Dimitrenko. I think that's going to be a fun fight as well. And you have Brandon Figueroa taking on Jonfres Parejo. And Alfredo Angulo is going to be fighting on that one, Bucho. What do you think about that? Now you're going to watch that one, huh?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
So that's what's going to be happening on Saturday. Now, speaking of Saturdays, last Saturday, we had, and a Friday, of course, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter, according to most people, anyway, Vasyl Lomachenko, that is, defeated Anthony Crolla by TKO or knockout. Stoppage. Let's call it stoppage. We also had Jaime Mungia struggling. I don't think a lot of people expected him to struggle that much, but he did struggle against Dennis Hogan's movement and sharp counterpunching. We also had what I thought was going to be the fight of the night, and I think it's still up for debate which was the most entertaining performance, but we also had Derevianchenko beating, what's his name? Jack Colkay, the always tough Jack Colkay, and he won by a unanimous decision, quite close. 2 cards of 116, 112, and 115, 113. Don't let the scorecards fool you, though. Colkay came to fight. This is a guy that has given Demetrius Andrade a very tough fight. Sulecki was really the only one that had relatively easy time with him, and I say that with emphasis on the relatively. And Colkay also beat Dennis Hogan, the guy who gave Mungia a lot of trouble. So Jack Colkay is the type of fighter that if you do not come in shape, he will test you. And Derevianchenko could look as good as he expected, or as we expected him to. So there's that. Jack Colkay versus... Oh, his real name is Jack Colkay Keth, apparently. Sounds like the name of some ancient god or something. Jack Colkay Keth. BDA must be distraught about what happened to Notre Dame, says Sherpa de Sons. Yeah, that was fucked up, man. Apparently they say there was no foul play involved. I don't know. Bucho, what do you think?
Or what?
Sorry,
I'm sending messages and stuff here.
That's okay. Okay, so I'll talk. Listen, well, Bucho's, you know what I do.
Yeah, well, I told you not to ask me questions at the beginning, man. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Okay. Well, I thought you were going to ask me questions. Jesus. All right.
Yeah, well, now you're asking me questions.
Listen to me. Pissing me off here, Bucho, alright?
Hey, Frankie, go fuck yourself.
Alright, that's not... If he said, hey, Bucho, go fuck yourself, that would have played a lot better. What else do we have here?
You blew it!
Yeah, alright, listen. Jack Colke is the type of guy that's gonna give you trouble all the time. All the time. It's gonna be interesting to see who can handle him easily. What's his name? Suleki was able to do it, relatively, like I said before. But even then, Andrade struggled against... I mean, not Andrade. Suleki went on to struggle against Gabe Rosado. So you gotta wonder on which class he's you can judge Suleki. Anyway, listen. Just goes to show you how nobody has a free pass in this middleweight division. It is a tough division full of killers. Slick fighters, fast fighters, hard punchers, boxer punchers. You name it, they got it. So you better watch out. Also, most people, let's see what people are saying. I think most people are talking about the Mungia fight. Let's see. L.R. Chiga says Dimitrenko is hilarious. German pricey. Rasklat says Wilder gets praise for fighting his upcoming mandatory, but Loma gets hated on. What the fuck? Jody Boy says I stacked the roofies when I ran into a little hood rat last night. Okay, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Alex Stancato says Ortiz is the only fighter you could mention before Wilder was maybe Brian Jennings. He beat Brian Jennings and they make him the boogeyman. I thought they were going by the gotta beat somebody to beat somebody. Well, boxing is subjective apparently, the ratings. Bay Area, California says, I had it a draw, Mungia versus Hogan. Too Many Haters says, the low place hate continues, but will these guys tell Triple G to stop cherry picking after ducking Charlo? Low place, you gotta learn how to take no for an answer, man. What's he saying? Sorry, crybaby, that was Steve Rolls that back. I don't even know what the hell he's saying. This guy's insane, man. Hold on a second. There we go. All right. Shepherd's Sons. No, where did I leave off? I had it a draw. All right. Nordic Warrior says that's a great comparison. All right. They're talking about Wilder and Lomachenko. He gave Andrade and Suleki a lot of trouble as well, says L.R. Chiga. That's the thing. That was the type of fight where Colke really tried to... He comes in with activity. He's awkward. He's got a nice little shoulder roll. Not that easy to hit. And then when he frustrates you, he comes right back at you and starts nailing you with right hands. By the way, before we continue, I see we got Stu on the line.
I wasn't bad, though. I told you what's going to happen to Price. I told you he's going to be sleeping. I told you the ambulance is going to come. The oxygen mask is going to come out. I told you he's going to miss the main event. I told you all them things were going to happen.
All right, Stu, there you are, man. How you doing, baby?
Hey, what's happening, boys?
Good to have you on board.
What up? So what's the deal with your internet?
Yeah, what's going on here? All right.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got an adapter coming tomorrow, so I'll be able to use my Ethernet, so I won't have problems with my internet. So if I cut out, I do apologise, but until tomorrow, I can't do anything until then.
Yeah, with all that noise, it sounded like you were trying to do your best boxing style impression.
Yeah.
Is there still noise now?
No. Well, it sounded like you were doing some sort of you were moving things around there. Anyway, listen. No, it's not important. By the way, is there a delay or can you hear me pretty well here?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, fantastic. Well, listen, let's get right down to it, Stu, and Bucho as well, if you're available. Vasyl Lomachenko...
Oh, fuck, hold on.
That's okay. Vasyl Lomachenko ended up taking Anthony Crolla. On paper, few people expected Crolla to be able to beat Lomachenko or put up a good fight, let alone beat him. But my prediction was 8th round TKO or something. You know, that type of stoppage. And instead, he took him out in 4 rounds. That just goes to show you, Stu, how Lomachenko at this point, you got to match him up with somebody that has a little firepower. Otherwise, he's just going to walk through these guys, like Lomachenko almost. Well, why did you... Yeah.
I mean, I was really impressed with Lomachenko. I'll rather than he plants and stalks his opponent and just goes for the kill. I do prefer him when he fights like that. Basically, had a point to prove. Anthony Crolla is what he is, you know. He was never ever going to win this good enough. He earned his way to that position, and he's an ex-world champion. It's just that Lomachenko makes these guys look like complete cans. I mean, is Crolla a top fighter? No. But is he an ex-world champion? Yes. So he's not a fucking complete bum. You don't win world titles if you're a complete bum. So it's just Lomachenko made him look that bad. I mean, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassingly one-sided. Let's be real. Crolla did nothing. Scared for his life he was. And you know what can you do? I mean, Lomachenko's he's one of them fighters where if he's in that mood, he's going to do that to anybody. So,
all right, hold on a second.
I don't know what to say about the fight. I don't know what to say about the fight, man.
Yeah, there's too much noise in the background. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's Butch or you, but I hear a lot of
It's
rumbling.
not me because I can hear it myself. It's coming. It seems to be coming from you.
No, it's not me, man.
From you.
It's not me. I think it's Bucho. Listen, the thing about Lomachenko is, you said, well, Crolla is not a top fighter. He's a top lightweight. He's a top lightweight, and Lomachenko made him look like he was a nobody.
Yeah, he's a bum. On the slide, but no one's done that to Crolla. Crolla's lost, but when have you ever seen him face down, sleeping on the canvas? And it was a bad knockout as well. I mean, surprised he didn't break his fucking neck the way he landed on his head. Do you know what I mean? So it was a devastating performance from Lomachenko, and I like it when he fights like that. I prefer him. I think sometimes he should cut some of the flashy stuff out. He doesn't need to do it. You know, a lot of the rangefinders that he does when people say he pitter patters. A lot of it's rangefinding and changing up the tempo and the power in the shots, but I like it when he just plants his feet, let his combinations go, and he's just a joy to watch. And I mean, all I've heard is since Lomachenko's performance is Crawford's #1 pound for pound now. You know, they don't want to give this guy any credit, so they have to big up Crawford, and Crawford's got his own problems ahead of him.
Exactly. Yeah,
and you know, Lomachenko puts on a good performance, and a lot of people want to talk about Crawford instead. You know,
that's the thing about Lomachenko. You didn't see him do his usual spinning around fighters, right? He was fighting like Gennady Golovkin in there, just going forward and trying to take a guy, loading up on power punches. Well, not loading up, but that's the thing. Crolla was a top 10 lightweight, and Lomachenko made him look like he was just a beginner. That's what Lomachenko does to guys that don't have... Like when he fights a guy like Linares, who has length and speed, or a guy like Pedraza, who has length and was giving him a bit of his the taste of his own medicine, he's going to have trouble a little bit. But when you put him up against a guy like Crolla, who doesn't hit all that hard, is not the fastest either of feet or hand speed, Lomachenko's just going to eat them up.
Well, Crolla's an inside fighter, and that's what he does. He wears you down. But Lomachenko's fantastic on the inside. I mean, so he's never going to win that battle. He's never going to win the jab battle. He couldn't work Lomachenko's feet out. So he actually froze. So what Lomachenko does, because he's doing so much movement with his feet, he's in and out of range and just changing the fucking angles. You've got so much to think about. You actually don't do anything, if you get what I'm saying, and you freeze. And I think that's what Crolla did, because he just couldn't work out what to do. He just didn't know when to throw the right shots, didn't know when to try and time Lomachenko as he was coming in. It just didn't know what it was a piss ball performance from Crolla, let's be real. But Lomachenko is elite level. That's just how it is. I think the way he was yesterday, he'd have done that to anybody in that division. Anybody. Listen,
I'm not going to say Crolla was pathetic. I think when you're facing a guy like Lomachenko, that's what's going to happen to a guy like Crolla. Crolla, he gave himself a pretty good performance against Linares. I don't think he had anything to be ashamed of in both Linares fights. No. And here's the other thing. He fought power punches before. You know that guy Barroso, the southpaw power puncher? He was trying to take...
that was a great win. That was a great win, BDA, because Barroso was the boogeyman at the time. I don't care what anyone says. Barroso was a fancy and quite good win.
Exactly. So that's why you see the class. Just because a guy's a southpaw and a power puncher, that's just power punching is not enough to take Crolla out. Lomachenko mixed power punching with precision punching to take him out.
Yeah.
That's what's impressive. That's what's impressive. And let me tell you something else. Crawford, I've been very high on the guy. But it's clear now, if you compare performances, Crawford is good, but Lomachenko just looks way more impressive against either the same level of quality or even better quality. And I don't...
because Benavidez is he's got no title on his resume. He's no ex-world champion. You say what you like about Crawler, but Crawler's got some good wins. He's fought some great names, and he's an ex-world champion. Benavidez has got no resume like that, and he was traveling at Crawford. Crawford went fantastic in his last fight. Let's be real. He was getting out jabbed at times. He was getting caught in the pocket with big shots. So yeah, I thought if you're going to compare the last two performances, then Lomachenko's was miles above.
Absolutely. It's all right. I was hearing a little echo there, but yeah, man, this guy, Lomachenko is just way too dangerous right now. Way too dangerous, and the question starts becoming, who are they going to pit him in against in order to make a competitive fight? Because right now, it does seem like he's miles ahead of... And you know what I like about Lomachenko also, right before we can move on to that subject of future opponents? If I were a type of guy like Crawler, I would rather fight Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Why? Because with Manny Pacquiao, if you had decent footwork and good stamina, you could stay away from him for 12 rounds, like Chris Algieri did, like Shane Mosley did. With Mayweather, he wasn't going to walk you down. He was just going to try to outbox you and be content with that. Lomachenko, though, he stands right in front of you and takes little steps back, comes back in. Takes little steps back, comes right back in. Keeps tapping you, keeps tapping you. He will not let you rest. He wants to stop you. I would hate to fight a guy like that. It's like a nightmare.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
actually think, though, was talking about the way he looked more aggressive and he's planting his feet in this fight. I think he realised that in his last fight, you know, fighting at range against these guys it can be quite dangerous. You know, if you know when you've got people like Linares and Pedraza on the end of them shots with them long arms, that's why he was getting tagged up. I think messing about too much, if you get what I'm saying. I think when he gets down to business and just stalks his opponent the way he does, using his footwork and everything else, I think that's... I mean, you only got to see when he piled it on Linares and Pedraza, especially late on, you could see the effects were happening. They were dropping, they were getting hurt. Linares got stopped. Pedraza was close to being stopped. That's when he's decided to turn it on. That's what was happening. But he did all this other stuff, this flashy matrix stuff in between, winning the rounds here and there. But, you know, not effective enough with his punching power. But like I said, this time he's just gritting his teeth, planting his feet, letting them bombs go, and it was a delight to watch.
Yeah, he definitely needs to keep... Well, I mean, he can't fight like that against everybody, I don't think. I think he needs to... He varies his style depending on the type of fighter he takes on.
Of course, yeah.
I thought...
like I said...
Yeah, go ahead.
He still needs to, I think he still needs to go about the business like he did. That's how he should go about his business. I think when you're fighting these big guys, sometimes you got to get inside and take their range from them, and that's when Lomachenko does special things when he's inside. And I think when you're trying to flash, showboat in range against guys that got fucking twice the arm length as you have, it's just a dangerous game to play.
All right. Steven Schneider just donated via the super chat. He did not leave a message. You need to leave a message, guys, if you're gonna use a super chat. But I thank you anyway. Thank you anyway. Even if you didn't leave a comment, Steven, shout out to Steven Schneider, always keeping the BDA enterprise going. Stu, I know you're high on Tank Davis, so we're gonna get to now whether this performance from Lomachenko actually changes your opinion on a matchup. But before we do, I see we got Cameron on the line, so let me just...
Fuck, mate, it's life, man. You only live once. Make the most of life. Enjoy it. Because everybody's got their weird fetishes, man. And mine just happens to be eating fucking ass.
All right, Cameron, are you there?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Not much, not much. Good to see you're on the up and up.
Yeah, trying, man. I'm still very unwell, but getting there, man.
What the hell happened?
I don't know. I woke up last Sunday morning and I had a horrific stomach pain I went to the hospital. I had internal bleeding in my stomach, which they don't know how got there. They got, obviously it's done now. But yeah, I've been on serious medication over the last week or so for it, and still a bit down. My immune system's been a bit down from it. So obviously I've got a bit of a virus going on, a high temperature right now. But no, I'll be fine, man. Give it another week and I'll be back all as good as gold, probably. So
if you're gonna go for cocaine, you gotta go with the good shit. You don't go like Butcher says. You're sniffing glass if you're going for the cheap shit. That's how you get internal bleeding.
Dodgy cocaine. That's what it does to you, mate. Yeah. Rots your stomach away. That stuff's meant for dentist treatment, not for sniffing.
Exactly.
No, I did catch the Lomachenko fight today though. Very impressive. I've always been quite critical of Crawler. But I actually thought he was a solid opponent. Always tough and durable. I didn't expect Lomachenko to knock him out like that. I thought, Crawler is tough. He's took a bit of a placement before throughout his career. He's always been durable. I was impressed with Lomachenko. I thought the performance was expected, not as brutal as that. I didn't think he'd be dominant in 4 rounds. I thought, Lomachenko, Crawler's quite basic offensively, and he's got a lot of flaws defensively, and Lomachenko showed that, but very, very good with his offense in there, and I thought he was very creative, and the knockout was just brutal. I mean, Crawler looked like he went 12 rounds, not just 3 or 4 rounds. His face was a mess. It's going to take something very special to beat Lomachenko, and I can't see it anywhere at the moment.
I actually laughed when I shouldn't do really. You shouldn't laugh when someone gets knocked out like that. But the way he just sat there, fucking leaning on his head, man, it was brutal.
You find that funny, yes, Stu?
Well, I don't know if I found it funny. It was just the way he was fucking out on his head. It was brutal, man. It's brutal.
Now let me tell you something right now. These guys put it all on the line. They put it all on the line, and now we gotta fucking deal with guys like Stu making fun of him. No. We're not gonna stop with that. What's that?
Nothing.
No. You said something.
Nah.
No, we're not gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna wrap you up.
You just sound like a fucking retard.
I don't like when people start making fun of
Sounded
fights.
like low place now. Sounded like low place now when he had that breakdown video when he was talking about fighters putting it on the line.
Listen, I gotta ask you guys, did anybody else, was it just me, or did anybody else think that Crawler was faking it? Because he went by so fast, I didn't see the punch. Really, I didn't see the punch, and I thought that maybe he was faking it or something.
I'll tell you what, if he was faking that, then there's definitely a career in Hollywood for him.
All right. Steven Schneider donating again, and he says Loma for the first time went all out really early. Yeah, that's that. He looked like he
looked like fucking Mike Tyson. Man,
I got a question for you guys. Obviously, he won the Pedraza fight very clearly. Like, it wasn't controversial or anything. Like, it was a really good performance. Not as expected. Do you feel like that maybe influences Lomachenko's performance now? He came out so aggressive in this fight. He wanted to make a bigger statement because of the fact he wasn't as impressive.
100%, Cameron.
I was thinking about this earlier on.
Yeah, I don't know about that, because Butcher even told me, he said, well, Lomachenko had his shoulder repaired or something. So, but I'm always dubious when a guy comes from an injury or surgery, and then he knocks somebody out, and everybody's all quick to point out, like, oh, now he's a destroyer. Let's wait and see, because he was fighting a guy that was really tailor-made for him. If he fights another guy like Pedraza, I don't think he takes him out in 4 rounds.
Yeah, but you say that, but when he piled it on Pedraza, it's about Lomachenko. Like, I think he gets stuck in sort of gears. It's so easy at times. He gets stuck in gear, and then sometimes he's in some sort of fight, and it takes him a while to switch it up. And like he did with Pedraza, as soon as he found a way with Pedraza, he just started fighting him on the inside and bullying him, and he started beating him up. It weren't working at a distance at times because Pedraza was catching him coming in. So he had to change up. So I think he just got stuck in gear. But this time he was just a different animal. If Lomachenko fights Pedraza like that, he stops him. Yeah. Pedraza might not. Pedraza might last a couple of rounds longer. But let's not pretend he's going to make the distance, because Lomachenko stops Pedraza. He could have stopped him in the last fight. But like I said, obviously the shoulder injury, and I thought the way he fought was poor tactics as well. So. Yeah, I think if he fights like that, he stops Pedraza. Definitely.
Now, here's an interesting question.
Does the stoppage in this fight make you guys think that or reaffirm your belief that Lomachenko can stop Tank Davis?
Yeah, not just this fight, before the fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this fight just highlighted.
See,
the
I see Tank quitting.
Yeah,
I think Tank's the sort of guy to quit before he goes to sleep. He's going to be a quitter, mate.
I agree.
I reckon it'd be like a Nicholas Walters thing, man.
Hey, I'm telling you now, put it down on paper. If that fight happens, Tank will quit. He'll find a way out. If he doesn't say quit, like he's not going to do it fucking like blatantly. He'll make out that he's pulled a shoulder out or fake an injury, or make out that he got hit with a low shot or something like a Zab Judah would do, something like he used to do. That's what Tank will do. Bet you.
I agree. I've said it before in this podcast. I've said it before because Tank Davis, you look at him outside of the ring, he's a wild, loose fighter. He doesn't seem to be all that strong mentally, and that's what Lomachenko does to guys. He takes their soul away. He outclasses them. He makes them quit. And I see Tank Davis. I don't see Tank Davis going out on his shield. Could be wrong.
No, he's not going to do like Sosa did. I mean, when Sosa, they pulled him out, he was taking an absolute pasting. His face was a mess. You know, that's different. But he'll quit like Rigondeaux and Walters did, where they're getting schooled. They're not getting beat up badly, but getting schooled, mentally schooled as well. And they found a way out. And that's what I think Tank will do. I just see him mentally. He's mentality with the fight. You know, he's all right when he's knocking people out, but when it's him taking the shots, it's a different story. And I think that's what we're going to get with Tank Davis. I might be wrong. He might prove me wrong, but until he does, then.
I agree with you, Stu. Like, obviously, we're not saying 100% that that's what's going to happen, but it's very likely that type of stuff might occur. And here's the other thing. Tank Davis, he needs to prove right now that he belongs in there against Lomachenko because, okay, he knocked out Pedraza, but we want to see him how he matches up against the Southpaw. So put him in there against Javier Fortuna because the Gamboa fight is not going to tell us much. Put him in there against Fortuna. Let's see how he does against the Southpaw who has fast hands. And if he struggles against Fortuna, keep him away from Lomachenko. Because right now...
How about this one? How about Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez? They're both talking about fighting Lomachenko. Teofimo's desperate to go. I think he'll get schooled. I don't think he's ready. But if Teofimo's ready, then he should fight Gervonta Davis, even at 135.
Do you know what I was going to say? This actually, the Teofimo Lopez thing. I don't know what I mean. I understand he's promoting himself, Lopez. He's publicising himself, and he's doing a good job of it. He's always doing interviews with Fight Hub, all these different outlets in the US. But he's not ready for that Lomachenko fight. I get why people were saying and making him out to be this challenger, but he needs to fight someone like a Pedraza, in my opinion, first, like Lopez does, before he even fights Lomachenko, because it's too much of a gulping class.
Even a Tank Davis fight with Tank going up to 135 against Lopez would be a cracking start. That's a fight I definitely want to watch, and that'll tell us, which one of these guys, if any of them, are ready for Lomachenko. Because right now, I mean, Tank's got no business talking about Lomachenko until he fights at 135er, and Teofimo Lopez has fought nobody with a pulse. So.
I agree, man. I agree. And you know what? Here's the thing. In boxing, Lomachenko does all these weird exercises, right? It's been well publicized how he does. He boxes, and then in between rounds, he has to do some sort of mental exercise to keep the mind working. And kung fu fighters in the movies, that's what they do. They make them do all sorts of tests to see if they're ready for that black belt. And so, if we want to see one of these guys, if they're ready to fight Lomachenko, they should be going through a series of tests, rigorous mental and physical tests. And I think one of them should be, they should be locked in a room with Jenny Sushi and see if they don't do any type of, because let me tell you something, if you can resist, say what you want about the bitch, but she's got nice tits. And if you can refrain,
they're fake, man.
They're fake. I know they're fake, but come on, so's a car. Yeah, you can still admire a car.
No, it's not the same shit.
It's part of self-control. It's a part of the self-control training, isn't it? BDA.
But do you think Teofimo and Tank Davis have that self-control?
Well,
that's a good question.
I don't think Tank does. I mean, I think you get a fucking pair of tits out the tank and he's straight and he's like a rat up a drain pipe. Come on, man.
Let me see this.
Well, if we did with that Michelle Rosado, like I said on one of the shows before, Michelle Rosado apparently you know, don't shoot the messenger, but got our tits out to Tank Davis on FaceTime, and Tank Davis tweeted that out.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's the one I was talking about that used to stalk Crawford, because I think Crawford was sleeping with her and she kept stalking him outside his house. I think he had to call the police on it.
I've heard that story as well. Before you said it, I've heard that one before.
Put it right between your tits. Let's go. Let me see those tits.
Who's playing that?
That's the thing, that 135 division, though, that's a problem with Lomachenko. I mean, so special, but that division, it's a poor division, really, isn't it? It's not.
You fucked my tits, came all over my fucking face.
Sorry about that. I don't know who's playing that. Sorry, Stu.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, 135, it's not one of the best divisions, to be honest. And it's unfortunate because you have a guy like Lomachenko who's extremely good, right? But there's not really any opposition. And I don't think he should move up in weight because I think he hit the limit now as terms of weight.
Yeah, I do. 100%. He's just too small for 140. I mean, Crolla was the bigger guy in there, and Crolla's no monster at 135. So, yeah, he's at his limit, I'm afraid. I mean, hopefully some of these other guys at 130 will grow out of their weight divisions and have to move up, because Tank can't hang around 130 much longer. The guy's walking around at 150, 155 at least, and I'm being kind to him. So he's going to have to move up eventually.
Do you guys not think Lomachenko can handle?
Obviously, you got Lopez there as well, and Richard Comey, is his name Richard Comey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to be, but that's what there is there, isn't there? But Luke Campbell in the UK looks like that's going to be Lomachenko's next fight.
When did Luke Campbell last fight? I mean, I was thinking about this. He's not fought, not this year.
No, he fought recently on a DAZN card, didn't he, in America?
I think he did.
Yeah, maybe he did. I was just about to ask you guys, do you not think Lomachenko could still do a solid job at 140 if he moved up? I don't want him to. I'd rather see him stick at 135 because of the fact he only walks around at 138. But I still think he'd be a nightmare at 140.
Depends on the
guys
fighter.
At 140 are massive. They're massive guys, man. They're 140.
Yeah,
guys.
It's like the guys that are pro grade like that. Josh Taylor be too much, but
they are blown. They're welterweights. All them guys at 140 with any sort of fucking record, are decent ones. They're like fucking welterweights, shrinking down. So then, when is it not going to get ridiculous? You know, when are we going to keep asking Lomachenko to move up until he's fighting fucking Anthony Yard or something?
You know what I saw on Twitter? This fucking guy on Twitter, he posted a poll. He's saying,
here we go.
Should Lomachenko move up to welterweight? And then in the question, he wrote like, well, great fighters like Marquez and Pacquiao, who are the same height as Lomachenko, have moved up to welterweight at some point. And like, what are you trying to say here? Why do you want Lomachenko to move up all the way to welterweight? And
I think get beat.
Yeah, but did they come from? Marquez was never a featherweight, was he? I mean, I don't know. I might be wrong.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was featherweight. Yeah.
Was he? Yeah, I mean, look, Marquez had to fucking. Let's be real. Marquez bought Ivan Drago's fucking science lab off him. So that's the reason why he was like hovering around at 147, look, with veins popping out of his veins.
Yeah, and by the way, just because they're the same height, it doesn't mean that they have the same bone structure. You know what I mean? The same. Like if you look at Lomachenko, his shoulders. I keep saying this. They're not broad. They're pretty. Like they're not broad at all. You know, and you look like Canelo.
He's 30 years. He's like nearly 30 as well. Floyd Mayweather, when he was hovering around at that division, and he was like, how old was Floyd? When Pretty Boy Floyd was about 1920 when he was at.
He was, yeah.
When he was, So I mean, so he just grew into the weight that he was always going to be. You know, when they used to get the scales that say, "Oh, Floyd's only 150 on fight night, mate. Put on 3 pounds." Yeah, you look at him; he looks like he's put on 20 fucking pounds. Get out of here with it. He was always
like Rascal in the chat is saying, when Marquez moved to welterweight, basically 144 to fight Floyd Mayweather, he was kind of chubby. You know what I mean? It's after he had to use probably PEDs that he looked the way he did, right? Yeah, without them, he was looking all flabby.
Of course he wasn't. And Pacquiao was never a welterweight anyway. So the reason he had good wars with Pacquiao, because Pacquiao was a small guy himself, but Marquez never really dealt with proper big welterweights, did he? I mean, name one.
Bradley.
Bradley's not big. Bradley bashed him up. That was a fucking school.
Exactly.
Let me give you guys an example. Let me give you guys a recent example. Jorge Linares, when he fought Cano in his last fight, which he lost, that's the difference between a lightweight and a guy that probably weighs 150 something in fight night.
Yeah.
That guy Cano looked huge. Just look at his back. His back looked completely different. Like Bucho said, the bone structure. So Lomachenko, you're asking him to fight guys like Prograis and Ramirez and Taylor, guys who probably weigh 150 something. They're fast, they hit hard. Nah, 140, stay at 135. Even I think he can still make 130. Can't he? Can he still make 130?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at his head. He's tiny. It's fucking tiny, man.
That's right. Like Zika.
I actually like
Zika
Lomachenko
virus.
135 because I think
Zika. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I actually like Lomachenko 135 because of the challenges that are there. Like, I think he's had what 3 fights there now, or world title fights anyway. But you look at the guys that are there. The top 10 is solid. I'm not saying Lomachenko's obviously a difference in class, but if he were to stick around for years and clean out that division, it would be very impressive. Especially if you've got the likes of Comey, Tank, all these guys that are there, and especially most will come. Maybe a few will come up as well over the years. Lopez is a contender. If he cleans out that division, it's going to be some statement. So.
Yeah, exactly. And Lomachenko has said that he wants to unify the division. So that's the only goal I think he has.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we're going to fucking push him to keep going up until he gets sparked down the canvas like Chocolatito did. Chocolatito kept going up the divisions, and before you know it, he's asleep on the canvas because he's taken on a punch he's too small for. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we don't want that. No.
Well, some people do want that. Some people do want that too.
Oh well, yeah, certain people do. That's for sure. Yeah.
I think people underestimate or overlook the actual achievement of a guy who just completely wipes out a division, because we don't see it often no more. People move up from money fights and things. Like you see, look at Mikey and stuff. I think it's very underestimated or overlooked how much a fighter could make a legacy just by dominating division for year after year after year, and nobody can topple that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because
that's
I think
a good way to enter the Hall of Fame as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when you dominate a division, you actually dominate that division. You just don't hold one belt and then move up in weight, and you stay at the weight division. You fucking dominate it.
Absolutely.
The Golovkin thing. They can't throw the Golovkin thing at Lomachenko because he's actually gone up 3 divisions, and they can't even throw that one. Oh, he hasn't moved up. So there's nothing you can say about.
All they have against Lomachenko is that Salido loss. They keep mentioning. I mean, seriously, man, they keep bringing that up, man.
Yeah, that's.
When they were talking about that rematch, that Lomachenko Salido rematch, Lomachenko would have killed Salido.
Oh man, trust me, man, that'd have been a brutal beating.
Go ahead, BDA.
Well, I mean, the Salido loss, he tried, fighting a guy who just was in there to make it a dirty fight against a fast-handed fighter or faster fighter, and Lomachenko almost took him out. Now, it was a loss. Fine, but when people say, "Oh, he got spanked by Salido," now you're just being dishonest, and you're trying to get a rise out of people, and you're not trying to really get to the nexus of who really is the best. Which brings up the question. I mean, I know we don't really like to talk about pound for pound, but at this point, I have to really put Lomachenko number 1, and that's saying something. Because see that when people say, "Oh, boxing, it's a little," there's not that many fighters anymore. Old school, golden generation boxing, there were killers all over the place. Well, just look at the top 10 pound for pound fighters here. Even if you don't agree with the list, look at the guys we have: Donny Nietes, Mikey Garcia, Sorong Visay, Inoue, Golovkin, Errol Spence, Usyk, Alvarez, Crawford. I mean, come on, that's a pretty good list, and Lomachenko's on top. So, just lets you know how good he is.
I think. I was going to say I've still got Usyk number 1 for me. I think Lomachenko is so close though. I just feel like Lomachenko, for me, if you look at the guys he's beat, and you look at the Salido fight, look at what Lomachenko does now. Lomachenko back then, he's on the verge of stopping Salido at that point, and we're talking about a guy who at the time was nowhere near the fight he was now. He didn't sit down his punches. He almost took out Salido. He's always been tough, and he almost took him out of there with his amateur style. Slap him with his punches. Exactly, I think people are, a lot of people kind of, they're, like you said, they're very dishonest about that fight and the way Lomachenko fought, and they don't want to look at the fact that Lomachenko was on the verge of getting Salido out of there.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's people don't really want to talk about, really. Because really, he got spanked by Salido? Was it really a spanking? It was like a Darrell Froch fight. A lot of holding, one guy coming forward, the other guy, and both guys tying each other up. Not that many clean shots.
I'll tell you what happened. Lomachenko went in there with an amateur fighting style, and that's not enough to beat someone like Salido. When you're not experienced, you're not fighting a professional game. It was a very amateur style. He thought he was winning because he was throwing the flashy shots. He wasn't doing enough work for a start. He wasn't throwing to the body. Very, very amateur school. Basically, he thought someone was pressing handed and like it is in the amateurs. And
right.
I think he found out quickly that they score fights differently. You have to change things up when you're in the pro game. And ever since that loss, just look how Lomachenko's changed his style. He's the all-round. Now that is not an amateur style we're seeing from Lomachenko. Now that is a pro style that's been taken to the next level, and that's why if Salido fought him again, it'd be a massacre.
And Lomachenko's got some knockout highlights against top opposition now, like Martinez, Crawler. These are top guys that he took out of there with one punch. I mean, he's not a prolific puncher, but I think we've got to start looking at the fact he does punch very hard because he's moving up through the weights and he's looked even more dangerous with his punching. So
I'll tell you what I did notice with Lomachenko though. I had a bit of a gut on him. I think he went a bit heavier than he usually does, and I think that might have helped him with the power. He looked a bit thicker and a bit wider around the waist, should we say?
It might, but then again, to Cameron's point, we've spoken about this before in the podcast, how Lomachenko is an underrated puncher. And, let's leave the Salido fight aside because it's in the past. Now the question becomes, who has the best shot at beating him? I'm talking around 130, 135, and maybe 140, which I do think I would have to give guys like Taylor and Prograis an advantage. But at 130, 135, who really has the best shot at beating Lomachenko?
Stylistically wise.
Well, whatever. I mean, just, make your best argument. Who you guys think?
Such a hard question because I don't see anybody.
Jeez.
Because who's going to beat Lomachenko stylistically? You've got to basically catch him on the chin and sleep him because you're not really going to outbox him. I mean, don't be fooled by the Pedraza thing. He had a shoulder injury and he wasn't at his best and he fought the wrong tactics. But this, we've seen what happens when he's not happy with his last performance. Crawler will tell you that. I think when he's like that, it's going to be impossible to beat him. I think you're going to have to find a 140 guy like I said, Taylor, with that sort of skill set and that sort of size would be a real problem for him and them sort of guys. But for 130, 135, just don't see any. I mean, Teofimo Lopez, I mean, I can't understand why people are even saying this guy stands a chance because not you guys, but I've seen it a lot where they think this guy's going to knock Lomachenko out. I just don't see it. Don't know what they're seeing.
Well,
it kind of annoys. It kind of tells you how good. Like people say, and I've said this before. When you get these people out there say, Lomachenko needs to move up to 140, needs to move up to welterweight, and then they're the same people who sit there and say, well, Lomachenko's not that good, but then they're saying he needs to move up the weight divisions, which kind of tells you in itself, which is a contradiction because they're saying, well, he's too good for that division, but technically he's not that good either. So a lot of these people talk a lot of shit. I don't want to see him at 140. I feel like he's got to stick it. If you're talking about who can beat him at 135 and 130, there's no one. There's no one, in my opinion.
By the way, in the chat, Canelo is saying that it's funny how nobody has mentioned Mikey Garcia in this Lomachenko conversation. That's how irrelevant he has become.
Yeah, Mikey would get absolutely embarrassed. Honestly, it'd be embarrassing to watch. I don't think Lomachenko stops Mikey because he's got a fucking head like Shrek, isn't he? You're not knocking Mikey out, but he's just going to get outboxed, schooled. This guy, Mikey's got no heart. He hasn't got that Mexican spirit in him where he'll go out on his shield swinging if he has to. Mikey will just cover up, survive, and then say he had a problem in camp or something, make some fucking excuse up. Like I said, he should be on Hill Street Blues, the remake or something. He should be fucking.
But hold on, Stu, if Mikey Garcia fought Lomachenko and he's getting schooled, do you think Mikey Garcia at the end of every round he'll still put his hands up?
Yeah, there we go, boys. There's one for the fucking, there's one for the Google images. Do you know what I mean? What else is he doing it for? Because he's not winning the round. Like I said, I think he was doing it. So yes, I'm alive. 3 more minutes. Bastard.
That fight's never going to happen.
In the chat, Bay Area, California says that Teofimo Lopez has a chance. You guys are nuts.
Based off what though? Who's he
I
beat?
don't know.
Who's he beat in the top 15?
No.
Who's he beat? Who's had a legit title? Who's he beat? Who's been a world title fight before? Though, come on now.
You know,
So how exciting is it? It sounds like it's gonna be boring with Lomachenko because nobody's gonna beat him or nobody's gonna.
This is what I was thinking, Butcho. It's going to get very boring with this guy, I'm afraid.
well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, guys. Let's remember when Roy Jones, the last guy that everybody thought was invincible, and he went up to heavyweight, beat John Ruiz easily, and then everybody said, well, fuck, who's going to beat him? Vasyl is not going to be able to do it. Antonio Tarver's too slow. But then it turned out that Antonio Tarver did have the style to beat him. So maybe it's the guy you least expect. But on paper right now, I understand.
Yeah, but I think the problem with Jones's athleticism and his speed was what made him the Roy Jones Jr. that we all loved. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But when he started going at the weight divisions, the more you're piling on muscle and weight, you're slubbing yourself down, and you're taking your best attributes away from you. So that's what Roy Jones's problem was. You know, the minute he left super middleweight divisions, then it was on a downward spiral from there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know if we can. I don't think we can compare Roy Jones's.
What I'm trying to get at, though, I understand your point, but all I'm trying to get at is you never know. You know what I mean? Like when you start having a fight like Lomachenko, and everybody goes, "Well, on paper nobody can beat him." Well, that's on paper. That the actual fights take place in the ring, and you just never know.
Can I just add something to what Stu was saying before you bring recognising? The thing with Jones and Lomachenko as well. Roy Jones, I'm not saying it's his fault because I've always been a massive Roy Jones fan, but he never fought the opposition that Lomachenko did in his world level career when he was at world titles. He was fighting a lot of guys that we all knew didn't have a chance. Like, it was just completely out of his gut. Whereas Lomachenko's been fighting guys that are legit, and throughout his career, like his whole career, he's fought legit guys. So that's different as well.
Well, that's a good point.
Jones was used to his speed and his athleticism, basically, weren't he? He was explosive, but then with all the steroids he was doing, and all the muscle he was piling on, that takes away performance. And as soon as you slow him down a little bit, and you can start to land. And once you land, we all know what happens when you land on Roy Jones, don't we?
Right.
So that's where Roy went.
Seen it enough times.
You know what, Lomachenko?
Yeah, Lomachenko. Different style. I don't think Lomachenko is going to get slept anytime soon.
People in the chat room are saying that the last hope against the evil Emperor Lomachenko is Ryan Light Garcia. I think Ryan Garcia has a good shot. What? No?
Oh yeah.
Well, you never know.
You suck.
Lomachenko will get done for a hate crime. He will get done for a hate.
All right, listen, we got. Before we continue, we got recognized on the line.
Don't get fooled when they tell you that the crime rate is down in New York. Every time I watch the local news, they're always talking about, well, there was a stabbing here, there was a stabbing there, there was a shooting there, but the crime is down.
All right. Recognize, are you there?
What's going on, everybody? What's up, Cameron? What's up, Stu?
What's going on, man?
Cameron, I'm happy. I had nothing to do with what happened to you. Don't believe X. He's just trying to start this. That had nothing at all to do with me.
I got infected with the white man disease.
Yeah, John Gonzalez. John Gonzalez in the chat room.
John Gonzalez had nothing to do with it either.
Well, let's hope not. And by the way, we were talking about Ryan Garcia before, and every time we mention Ryan Garcia, we got
the great Mexican hope.
Right, that's right. We got to play his theme all the time.
One never knows what the homosexual is about.
All right, sorry, what?
That's not part of the song, though, is it?
Neither is this
version. You guys hear me okay?
The remix.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I just want to make sure because I got some new headphones. So.
All right, let's do a test. Let me tell me if you can hear this. Tell me if you hear this.
I think about this dude that I fucked last night, and how his dick was big and his ass was tight, sucking on my cock like a candy cane, rubbing on my balls and fucking
I think they made it to the #1 LTBC on the billboards.
You are. Whoever made that song has a sick mind. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I don't know. It's I don't know.
Listen,
who
I
comes
don't
up with
advocate violence. The guy that made that song, I want to do a drive-by on him.
Oh.
Don't get me upset Fucking rat anyways. All fans, all rats. You grow up to be a rat.
No.
All right.
So we talk about Lomachenko.
That's right. We're still on that.
Lomachenka.
Yeah, that's what his critics call him. What did you think? Recognize? Oh, by the way, hold on. Before we continue, Bucho, do you have the predictions that we did? Because I want to see who got it right, who got it wrong.
I was close, but go ahead.
Give me 2 seconds.
All right. But meanwhile, Recognize, what did you think of Lomachenko's performance?
Obviously, I was impressed. Not shocked that he beat Krola the way he did. It's just the guy just does things that is just fun to watch. I'm not here to tell people Lomachenko is the best fighter right now, pound for pound. That's a matter of opinion. Okay, to me, he's either number 1 or number 2. I got Usyk, in my personal opinion, as number 1. I got him at number 2 as my favorite fighters, who I think just does it better. And when I got Usyk a little bit over Lomachenko, it's by a hair. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm more impressed with him going on the road and winning big fights, right? Like, not that Lomachenko's fighting in his backyard, but he's doing it in a more competitive fashion is what I mean. Like, fighting in a tournament, for instance, and doing it on the road and winning. So that's where I give him the slight edge over Lomachenko. In terms of skills, they're just about even. I think they're very similar fighters. They're underestimated with the power, but when they sit down on their punches, because they're punchers, right? They're just punching machines. It's hard for me to believe that these guys don't have power. When you are a master puncher, you have power. You just know how to plant your feet, when to do it, and knock a guy out. Like he did against Krola. What did he do? He was measuring him with the jab, right? His right hand. Right, that up and down while going forward and then moving back when he had to so he could create some space. Boom, he hooks with the right, knocks him out. The guy is a forearm and wrist puncher, which is pretty amazing. Like, that's what he is. He's a forearm wrist puncher.
Explain what you mean by that. What do you mean by that? Okay,
so, all right, forearm and wrist puncher means that he tenses he generates his power from his forearm and how he tenses his wrist to close a punch. Boom! It's like a snap punch that instead of generating it from your shoulder, your biceps, I mean, that's going to come natural. But instead of focusing on that, he's focusing on his forearm and his wrist. Okay, forearm and wrist. He got that from Roy Jones. Roy Jones used to do that. Okay, I think he does it more impressive because obviously he's smaller, so it makes him faster, and I think he has better boxing technique than Roy did. In terms of boxing, right? So the name of the game of boxing is punching. So whoever can master punching to their fullest potential is going to be a great boxer, or is going to be greater than the other guy that depends on defense a little too much, right? So Lomachenko is all about instinct. He uses instinct, and more importantly, he uses offense to create his defense. And he put Krola in a bad situation. He put him in that death stand. He was in the death. No, you're gonna have to fight, and if you can't fight, I'm gonna kill you.
That's what I just said earlier. That's what I said earlier. That when you fight Mayweather, all right, you're gonna get outboxed. When you fight Pacquiao, if you can turn him, you might make it 12 rounds. But with Lomachenko, like you said, he's like, all right, you got nothing for me. I'm trying to take you out.
That's right. Because Lomachenko he's a master puncher like Usyk. Okay, Usyk a little different, maybe because Usyk has been facing guys that are as big as him. You know what I'm saying? At the very least, where they can hold their own. Where Lomachenko, these guys are bigger than him, but they can't hold their own. They can't hold his fire. His punching output. They can't match it. I'm almost tempted to say that Lomachenko, pound for pound, has more power than Usyk. Just a little bit. But we'll find out. We'll find out as he goes up to heavyweight. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm like kind of on the 50-50 when it comes to that. But going back to Lomachenko, look, I'm not here to tell you, wow, Krola, great fighter, this and that. But Krola has been in tough fights, bro. I've never seen him blown out like that against top level competition in his weight class, in his respective weight class, right? And when he knocked him out, dude, did you see his face when he turned around, how he was smiling? It's like a smile, and he's breathing hard. You know what was happening there, right?
No.
Okay, what was happening there was he hit him so hard that he snapped the energy out of him. He's in the floor. Had he not been turned around a little bit sooner, right? Because that's why all those guys there, he might have had a seizure.
What?
Like that's what might have, yeah, of course. He might have had it like a seizure. Like he would have been on his face, and it would have looked like he was humping the floor.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it might have looked like. That's how hard he hit him, and he did that shit by he was actually setting that punch up all throughout the whole fight by him measuring with the jab, right, which is his right hand, and anytime Corolla tried to like come in, he would back off just a little bit to create that distance so he can knock him out with that punch. And
well, you know what? It's interesting because you mentioned Roy Jones before. Roy Jones was a power puncher with fast hands. The difference here, though, we gotta give Lomachenko the edge overall because, like I said and you said, even if you try to stay on the defensive, if you try to go like Pedraza did, he's still trying to come to get you. Roy Jones, if you stayed away from him, he didn't know how to cut the distance. He didn't know how to cut the ring off. He was just content on pot-shotting you and that. Lomachenko doesn't do that. Now, I know people are going to say, wow, you guys are overpraising Lomachenko. Well, who the fuck else is doing that right now? Maybe Errol Spence? Maybe Terence Crawford with his stoppages? Because he has a high reshift.
Errol Spence, what? He did it at Garcia?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Skill set cannot be compared to Lomachenko. Now, he might be able, if you put them in the ring, I'm going to pick the bigger guy because he's just fucking 30 pounds naturally heavier than him. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but in terms of skill for skill, no, he's not even on the same level. He's like 2 or 3 levels behind that.
Yeah, definitely.
He's not athletic like Lomachenko. He's not. You know what I'm saying? He's not even close to it. You know what I'm saying? Not even close to that.
Well, that's what I have to emphasize, that these guys are good. Like, Errol Spence is an athletic fighter, but Lomachenko is just...
Right.
Here's the thing people have to understand when we're talking about Lomachenko. Why is it that he's so good? Not only because he's smart, but because he hits harder than people give him credit for. He's got fast hands, fast feet, tremendous reflexes, and then on top of that, he's got great stamina too. Let's say a guy goes in there, he goes, all right, Lomachenko's faster than me, he's smarter than me, and he might hit harder than me, but at least if I take him into deep waters, maybe I got a shot. No dice. Even there, he beats people. Like Pedraza, Linares, just late in the... And against Gary Russell Jr. too, he was beating him up in the last round. I mean, this fucking guy's dangerous, man.
Here's another thing that I'm going to say about Lomachenko real quickly, and I think I've seen it enough times that I'm convinced of this. A lot of people underestimate... I could break it down like this. A lot of people underestimate the fight in the man, right? He's got a lot of fight. I don't know if it's they look at him and they have the wrong idea. You know, sometimes you can do that. You can look at a guy and just have the wrong idea. The guy is a dog. You mess up 1 second and underestimate his his willing to fight, I think you go behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, but I said that, recognize,
like,
I said that.
Real quick, you go behind the 8 ball super fast. That's how you got to be intense with Lomachenko from round 1 to the fight ends. And by doing that, you leave yourself open at the same time.
Somebody's been watching.
It's going to be hard to beat that dude.
I think when Lomachenko bites on his gum shield and starts letting his hands go, then no one can live with him. I think if he did that more, I think if he did that more often, then these fights wouldn't even have lasted half the distance. I think a lot of the time it's a lot of flashiness and playing showboating and showing off his skills, but when really he could just get him out there in no time whatsoever.
I think you're right too. I heard you say something, Stu. I heard you say you saw him fight kind of amateurish style against Salido in his second fight, and I did see that in the beginning. Yeah. In the beginning of the fight, he did that. He picked it up when he started to realize this is an ugly fight, right? And look at him. Yeah. Look at him. Look. Here's the thing about Lomachenko. Look, when he decided to fight the success he had against Orlando Salido, despite getting hit low.
Exactly. And that's my point, recognize. I've been saying this.
He's got a lot of fight in him.
I said this earlier on, bro. He's actually I said this. Sorry, bro. He was cutting out. I said this earlier on. He's actually his best when he's fighting because he saw it with Pedraza. As soon as he turned at the gears and started planting his feet, Pedraza couldn't live with him. Linares got beat up quite badly when he started to fight Linares instead of boxing. He actually gives guys. I mean, as great as he is at boxing, sometimes you have to use the tools that are going to work the quickest. And sometimes he lets these guys get into the fight. And some deluded clowns would have had him behind against Pedraza with a few rounds to go.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
That shouldn't have been the case. I just find when Lomachenko realizes, look, fuck all this messing about now. Time to bite on the gum shield and start letting these combinations go. Nobody on this planet can live with him. And we've seen that time and time again.
You're here because you got nothing. You got nothing in court. You don't got the bookkeeper. You got nothing.
That's right. They got nothing. No, well, no, listen. Linares did a good job. I got to give him credit.
That's what I told the cops when they were harassing me.
And by the way, speaking of the untouchables, speaking of the untouchables, Lomachenko, when he hit him with that right hook, it really did seem like De Niro when he whacked that guy over the head with a baseball bat in the untouchables. A man becomes preeminent. He's expected to have enthusiasm. I thought it was
more like Pesky in Casino when he got baseball batted in and put in that pit in the desert. I mean, that's what it looked like.
All right. By the way, speaking of Italians, we got Johnny Boy on the line. Johnny Boy, you there? Speaking of dirty Italians.
Speaking of Guido, how you doing?
Speaking of dirty wops.
Speaking of greasy dagos, how you doing?
Hey, Johnny Boy, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing? I was
good to have you on board, man.
Fucking recovering.
Well, we're recovering from what? Let me guess.
Oh, I was banging the MILF last night. That MILF.
Yeah.
No, I told somebody. I told somebody in the chat. I fucking ran into another little fucking hood rat that the whole squad ran through back in the day last night.
Hood rats. The good old hood rats.
I'm really drunk. Really, I am.
Jesus, Ashley wins. Oh, damn.
Yeah, no, I played the sound effect over that, thankfully.
Johnny Boy's, he's just kidding, okay?
No, this show has no limits anymore.
Well, we never. When did we have limits?
Nobody ever touched you, hon. We're just playing.
Jesus, we're gonna get fucking banned, man.
For what?
I can't laugh because my stomach hurts. Sort it out. I
don't know. I don't know who played that. Somebody's playing that. It's not us. YouTube. Come on. It's not us.
Hey Cameron, I like the way you girl dresses, man. You're just really nice.
What?
What is going on?
That ain't me, dog. I don't know what that is.
All right. That
sounds like my sex life back in the days.
Hey,
all right,
Cameron,
Johnny Boy.
Have you ever seen that film? Cameron, have you ever seen the film Misery?
Oh yeah,
Misery. Yes.
When that woman doesn't want that guy to leave, she's got a plan for him, and I got a feeling if you know that could happen to you, bro. I'd be very careful. You know what I mean? Because if she don't want you to go, you never know. She might have to. Woman did. What did she do? Break his fucking ankle and all sorts.
She stuck a fucking log between his feet and then sledgehammered his ankle.
I'm a bit confused what the point of this is. Like, what's the point here?
Yeah, what's the point? That's a good question.
The point is, you're obviously very happily in love at the moment, and it seems that she started to dress. You know, she started to call the shots. She's obviously let you come on the show for a few minutes. So if you want to get out of that, then I'm just saying there could be consequences. Be very careful. It's just a bit of advice to a friend.
Stu's a wise man. I'm telling you, Cameron.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
If you watch the film Misery, you could see what that woman did to that guy she didn't want to leave, and that could happen to you. I'm just worrying about you. That's all, Cameron.
This disclaimer. Everything Stu said, the opposite is actually the opposite.
Why do you think Stu moved to the countryside?
All the pictures we have together is when we're going.
And
All the pictures we have together is when we're out on nights out, and I'll scrub up well for the other woman to look at me. So when she's there,
Stu moved out there because he was getting chased by a bunch of fucking Glenn Close from Fatal Attractions. That's why.
That's right, man.
All right, listen, guys.
That's right. I used to
to
have 5 rabbits. I ain't got one now.
Did anyone watch the Clarissa Shields fight at the weekend?
Yeah, hold on a second before we continue.
Before
we continue about that, was that?
Go ahead.
Okay, before we continue about that, I wanted to ask Johnny Boy regarding the Lomachenko fight. Lomachenko beat Crollo up like he destroyed his boxing tapes or something. Who do you think can give Lomachenko right now a good tough fight?
Well, listen, speaking of, yeah, bro, he, like I say, Corolla was in that same position I had the Red in last night. But anyways, I fucking, he fucked up, bro. I thought it was going to go rounds. I said like 9 or 10 or something. Well, Mikey don't want to fight, man. He'll get his fucking cowboy hat knocked off if he does fight. And Tank's fucking hiding in between Daddy's legs, and fucking honestly, bro, if in my opinion, if there's anybody that's gonna beat him, but if there's anybody that's gonna beat him, it's Teofimo. Okay, ain't
Johnny.
What?
Based on what, bro?
I don't think Teofimo beats him either, Cam. I'm just saying if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be that kid, bro. If anybody.
Teofimo could do it, and I'm gonna give him 2 more years if he could. I'm saying if he could. I need some more. I need to see him grow. You know who's the guy for me? And I would pick Lomachenko to beat him. Come.
Yeah. Come's a good fighter.
Has a good shot.
Teofimo. I mean, would you even pick Teofimo to beat Pedraza right
I don't know.
On the eye test, it'll be a difficult fight, but I see Teofimo pulling it out some kind of way.
That's the sort of fight Teofimo needs to be going for.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry, I got to
put him in there with Pedraza. We can have an eye test to see if he's ready or not. Because no point just sticking a young guy in with a good future and let Lomachenko go in there and take his soul from him. I mean, what's that going to learn the kid?
I agree with Stu. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I mean, it's all good looking good against the opposition he's fighting, but if he goes in there and fights Pedraza and does what Tank did to Pedraza or something like that, then we can start talking about fighting Lomachenko, but he's fought absolute scrub so far. I mean, fair enough, he looks great, but you can't just stick him in there with arguably the best fight in the world just because he looks good against.
Even Luke Campbell. I mean, even a Luke Campbell Lopez.
I totally agree with that, Cam. I totally agree with that.
First of all, I agree with you guys too, but you're fucking butchering the names here, Johnny Boy. You're calling Corolla like Adam Corolla, and Stu, you're calling Teofimo Lopez Thermo Lopez or Teofermo. It's Teofimo. What's the matter with you guys?
Call him Thermal?
That's what he said.
George is getting upset. George is getting upset. All right, that's it for me.
You guys are fucking me up here, man. Come on.
If it makes you feel any better, I've got a boxing friend. I don't talk to him more. He's called Lucas Matisse, Lucas Matthews or something like that.
I always get my Latin names fucking mixed up.
I used to call him Miki, and people used to look at me like I was stupid.
Well, I think I used to call Riggindale Riggin-Ducks when I first got introduced to boxing.
Yeah,
so.
well, that's
Riggin-Ducks.
Straight up. Because there's obviously like, I thought, obviously it's D-E-A-U-X, whatever the fuck it is on his end of his name, innit? So.
You actually right the first time, you was right the first time.
Yeah, I used to call Tank Davis the cunt.
I used to call somebody. One of you.
No one gets better things wrong than Gonzalo, and he calls it his own dance. That's the best one I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah,
I had to go pick up some fucking envelopes from college basketball yesterday with my pops.
No kidding. You know what?
Yeah.
Didn't Gonzalo used to call Tank Davis the N-word instead of Tank Davis? Or is that just
spreading rumors? You're spreading rumors.
Yeah, I'm spreading rumors. It was just all in good fun. All in good fun. I'm not.
What's wrong with the Jews?
Whoa! What? Who's playing the sound effects, man? Who's playing the sound effects?
Where do I start?
I don't know if I don't know if
where do I start?
Just get 30. I don't think I'll just get 30 seconds in here with this because I didn't get a chat. I mean, I don't know if anyone else has spoke about it. I think Cameron just mentioned it. The Shields fight. I mean, it was absolutely dreadful. But this fight was meant to be a showcase for women's boxing, and this is why I can't take to it. Sorry if that makes me, you know, not acceptable amongst the social justice warriors and so be it. But I cannot take to this sport. I mean, on all this bullshit, the greatest woman to ever lace them up. She barely landed a glove all night. I mean, Christian fucking Hammer, more Christian Rubber Mallet, more like. She was absolutely fucking dreadful. I mean, no inside game at all. Just it was like watching a female two-bob version of Vladimir Klitschko. It was just dreadful. Do you know what I mean? The way she and then
I just don't like the way she looks. She looks like a dude.
Well, Shields couldn't land. Shields didn't land all night. Shields just was doing the busier work because it's just a dreadful fight.
Yeah,
I mean, no one and let's not pretend here Clarissa Shields is better than Katie Taylor. Because, like I said, if we're going to judge,
I don't even know what that is.
Female box.
Fuck's sake!
You know what? You
don't know who Katie Taylor is. Recognise?
I have to be honest. I'm serious too. I'm dead serious. I don't follow female boxing, combat sport, anything. I don't fight none of them at all.
You're the porn star raper. The rapist.
But wait a minute.
I should say raper.
Hold on a second.
That's better than for me, but that's about it. I mean, it was just I can't take to women's boxing and all this nonsense. Clarissa Shields talking about equal pay. I mean, yeah, you're really going to get $10 million for that, ain't you, Clarissa? Come on.
Well, she looks like her name could be Tyrone, so yeah, she should get equal pay. I agree with that.
That song.
Hold on.
She's probably born Clarence.
Guys. We gotta take it easy.
Hold on.
We gotta take it easy. Everybody's talking over each other. Hold on a second. First of all, did anybody else find it racially? Did anybody else find it insensitive during the Showtime broadcast? In the middle of it, they stopped calling Shields. They started calling her Mama Shields. I thought that was racially insensitive. Number two, recognize you said that you don't watch women anything. Have you ever seen female pole vaulting at the Olympics? Come on. You wouldn't watch that?
You know what I watch from? You know what I watch from women sport? You ever see the girls that play football with the thing? You know, with their shorts.
Oh yeah,
riding up there.
Lingerie.
Yeah, like I watch that. Like I watch that. Look, I don't care what the chat thinks. Like fuck you. I don't care about women boxing. I don't care about this dude. I mean, this girl Clarissa. I don't care about her. She's ugly as sin, and she ain't. From the way I see her record, she basically doesn't knock anybody out. Like 9-0 with 2 knock. Go
ahead, Johnny boy. Go ahead, Johnny boy.
I looked at her record. It's 9-0 with 2 knockouts.
Yeah, nobody gives a
fuck out of here, man.
No, bro, fucking that song that Aerosmith had back in the day, dude looks like a lady. That was for her right there.
Oh, come on.
Hey, by the way, guys,
like
in the
lady looks like a dude.
On Twitter, you know, Vinny Paz, the rapper, he wrote that if that fight on Saturday was between 2 men, would be discussing how awful they both were technically and how fucking boring it was. It's true, guys. We're 2 guys fighting that way. Would be
I gotta agree with.
There's a fucking rapper named Vinny Paz.
Yeah.
Box Cutter Pazzy. Now let me tell you something. First of all, I put up the disclaimer there that the views being expressed on this show are not necessarily the views of the BDA Boxing organization.
I am a victim of masculinity.
That's just what happens. Now listen. Female pole vaulting. I'm gonna put up a picture there of female pole vaulting. Come on. You don't watch that?
Hey, can we just Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm just asking people. You wouldn't watch. I know it's women, but that's exactly why I would be watching pole vaulting. They can vault on my pole any day, if you know what I mean. Go ahead, Bucho. What were you gonna say?
We're not shitting on women's. Like, listen, women can fight if they want. That's not a problem. We're not saying that they shouldn't be fighting or anything. We're just saying we're not interested, and we have the right not to be interested.
Yeah, it's for me. It's not about being female. It's about earning your right to top a card on a Showtime event because you're good enough. And none of them girls were fucking good enough. It's simple. They were dreadful, the pair of them. So it was like watching 2 journeymen fight. It really was.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's
look, man. I grew up watching women fight. I mean, I've been to clubs where women get into fights. I've been to strip clubs where they get into fight over tips. You know, when you're making it rain. Look, I get it, man. I've had girls fight over me. It's just not fun. Well, you know, I got to throw that in there, of course.
That last part was bullshit, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was a little bullshit, but it did happen once or twice. Anyway, so
I bet recognize and coached it, but text them both times to meet at the same place.
He's going. He's in the middle. Going, yeah, fight.
I set it up.
Yeah, I reckon I sort of got to do that. The toughest one can have me, innit? The one that survives can have me.
I was so stuck on vanity that I set the whole thing up. I was like, you know what? I want to see these bitches fight each other. I'm gonna tell both of them to meet me on 42nd Street in Times Square. Come on. Bullshit.
All right. What were you gonna say? Recognized you were gonna make a point. You were gonna make a point, I think.
No. What was my point? Yeah. Look. I'm not interested. Women fighting each other. I'm old fashioned, bro. I think of women as soft, beautiful, pretty looking things to look at.
That's right.
Look, if women start doing everything we do, then what's the point, bro? Like, what's the point? Look, there's certain things we do good, and there's certain things they do good. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, but I mean, you just got to watch. I mean, I'm not a massive tennis lover, but I do watch Wimbledon, and you'll watch a females.
I could watch that. Yeah,
but you'll watch a females match, and it's not too bad. The grunting and groaning is a bit off-putting. Let's be real.
I agree with you, Stu.
That's why I can't watch Serena Williams at tennis.
One game, right? All that noise.
I watched it.
But then go and watch the man's game afterwards. The speed difference, the power, the fucking they're playing for like hours longer at times. Do you know what I mean? It's just
dude. I used to love to see Roger Federer versus Rafael Nadal. I mean, I love their matchups.
Yeah, exactly.
Those two going at it against other competition, and then the other guy that just came in. What's the new kid?
Yeah.
What's the younger guy that's taking over now? That he's right.
Djokovic.
That's him. That guy. I like watching him too.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. When you watch them guys, I mean, they're just light years ahead of what the females are doing. So obviously, it's just like any sport. You want to watch the best. It's like saying you're the best at something. Say I'm the best dwarf in the country of boxing. It doesn't mean that.
They're dwarfing the land.
Yeah,
listen, hold on a second.
It doesn't mean anything. It's the same with being the toughest female sort of thing.
It's a bad example. We don't bad talk midgets here.
By the way, Jack Nicklaus is the best golfer of all time. In case anybody was wondering.
Nobody cares about.
You know
golf.
what? I've never seen him. I've never seen him play. I like even golf, right? Like I could watch some of it. I'm not gonna lie. It has to do with Tiger Woods. Like I'm not a big fan of him, but that's the only guy I know. Like I identify with him. Like golf, that guy. And there's a couple other names that are better than him right now. Because obviously, I guess Tiger Woods is getting older or whatever. But it was nice to see him win one. Like he just won a major. I don't know how to call it properly, right? It's a major, right? He won. So it's like number 15. All they were doing was talking about it. That's what I identify with when it comes to boxing. I identify men, not bitches. Excuse me, not women.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, bro. If anybody feels a certain way, man, you grew up with your mama too long, man. A man does a man things.
That's right.
Women should be doing women things. No, there's nothing cute about your broad looking like a dude, man. Like there's nothing cute about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'll be seeing these guys, man. They be dating these manly dudes, talking about my girl knows how to throw hands. Who cares, bro? So you telling me your girl is you bragging about your girl being like a man?
Yeah.
Like when I brag about my girl, when I brag about my woman, I'm bragging about her being beautiful. Like my chick is a bad chick.
You gotta be a right simp to sit there and brag about your girl.
You gotta be a simp.
Yo,
I'm sorry, man.
Yo, when I was on my fucking extended vacation there at the all-male university, I fucking there was this bitch in there, bro, that was roided the fuck up, and this other dude was like going out with her. or whatever, and he's like, yeah, bro, my girl will fucking whip most of these dudes on the streets ass. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, bro, you look like a sucker talking some shit like that, dog. Like you look like a straight sucker, bro. Like, come on.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
whoever told you that you could work with men?
That's disgusting, first of all. But listen, it's the 21st century, and if a man wants to act effeminate, who are we to decide, right, people? Or am I just being too overly politically correct here? Come on, you tell me.
Listen, to each his own. I
was kidding, man. Come on, fuck. I was kidding.
I'm a man.
Jesus.
That's it. That's all it comes down to, man. I like feminine looking women. Feminine.
Either you're a faggot or you're not.
Whoa, what's with the fucking sound bites today, man? F words.
Yeah, I like that. I like whoever said that was exactly. You either
sounded like X. It sounded like X, man.
Rustler in the chat says that guys who date women that act like man is suspect.
Oh fuck yeah! Man.
I agree with Rosclop 100%. Okay, Rosclop, look at Rosclop, right?
Same.
Rosclop, if you look at his videos, he's a guy who works out. He's pretty muscular dude. Imagine, I can't imagine a guy like Rosclop dating a fucking girl that's built like him.
Chris Cyborg.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna want a feminine looking chick.
Well, you never know, man. We don't know Rascal. Maybe he's into
more testosterone.
There's a girl near me, right? She thinks she's a right hard case. Walks with her fucking legs out. She's one hand you can't, one hand all right you can't, and all them one of them hideous feet. Fucking goes around dressed like John Wick. Do you know what I mean? Fucking right, John Wick. And she's always getting, well, you want some then, bruv? You want some, bruv? I just thought, trust me, man, I'd love to fucking stick one right on your chin. But, you know, and the thing is, the geezers until they get punched in the face, and then all of a sudden the female card comes out, and you're fucking spending a year in prison, ain't you? So,
yeah, exactly.
Have you seen that video?
By the way,
go ahead. Go ahead, Bucho.
Go ahead, BDA.
Well,
okay, Nordic Warrior in the chat is saying that Michelle Obama looks like a man, too. Very suspect.
Come on. Listen, hold on a second. No. We got to put up the disclaimer again here. There we go. The views and opinions expressed here. Was that Cameron?
That's someone in the chat though, bro.
I know, but it's still part of the BDA family, so we gotta put up the disclaimer. Listen, here at BDA, my personal views is I'm pro-immigration. If people want to burn the Notre Dame Cathedral to make place for a mosque or something, I'm all for it. I'm all about diversity, and I'm all about progress, and I'm all about, you know, if you want to call yourself...
Trudeau.
What's that?
You're all about Justin Trudeau.
That's right. Justin Trudeau. All right?
I'm here to help you. I'm here to help, BDA.
Thank you. I know you are. Now listen, we've been talking about.
Shut down.
No, we're not gonna shut it down. I'm progressive.
He's a fag.
Hey, now wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm not gonna take that type of abuse here, right?
Faggot.
All right, hold on a second. All right, listen. Let's move on.
Let's take this in the back. That's what Vito did.
I missed Guy 500.
Hold on a second. You motherfuckers. You're turning this into a shit show. We talked about, because we're talking about muscular women. Come on, I'm getting turned on here.
Yeah, what is this, man?
Let's talk about...
Whoever started this conversation, he's suspect, man.
Yellow card. Listen.
Yellow card, man.
Yeah.
The only guy on the yellow card right now is Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron, that fucking...
Well,
am I really on a yellow card just because I came on?
Fuck yeah, man. How drunk were you? Please tell me you were drunk.
I was drunk, yeah.
You shouldn't be doing that on the air.
We weren't even shagging though. That was before I come online.
Oh, come on. We got that. Don't make me play the audio, man. Don't make me play the audio.
No, I know what it was. Cameron fucking... He thought, I'm going to show off to the boys. Just shot his fucking bolt and thought, yeah, I'll ring in the BDA and let everyone know I've just got to burn him. That's what Cameron does.
We have to establish a rule: no coming into the show after you shag unless you wait like 30 minutes or something.
But do you know what, Stu? I'm gonna say, I would say.
What the fuck is going on here?
What the fuck's it look like it's going on? Fucking your daughter.
All right, listen. I don't know who's playing
I bet Cameron was like, say hi to the boys, babe.
It's like on Wolf of Wall Street. I had to fucking make the office a no fucking place till afternoon. You know.
I haven't seen.
If you listen back, it was actually me saying, "Right, I need to get off the show," interrupting the show, and she was like, "No, stay on," and I jumped off. Let's get that in there. But yeah, Stu, you're right. I did come on here just to fucking show off. I just had a bit of a sex here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think I'd sit here and say and give it back, but you're fucking right. So
narcissism at its finest, but that's Cameron for you.
Yeah, I just want us to be a prick.
You don't see Johnny Boy. You don't see Johnny Boy bringing pictures. Was that?
So I was just saying, getting back onto muscular women. I think the most disturbing thing I ever saw.
It's muscly woman. It's like Gabby Garcia in the MMA.
I ever saw was a fucking porno with China in a wrestling ring, naked with a load of.
You saw that porn video?
Not only
someone posed it to me. I had a little look. It was hideous, man. It looked like Lou Ferrigno and a fucking orgy, man. It's.
Wait, hold on. I didn't hear what you said. There was a Chinese porn with a muscle woman fucking a chicken, or what did you say? I didn't hear.
You know, I would have shagged China. Actually. I thought China was pretty hot. I would have shagged her when she was alive.
Hang on a minute, Cameron. Hang on a minute, Cameron. BDA's. Did you hear what I said, BDA? Was you just
I didn't hear. I heard China and I heard chicken fucking, but I didn't hear what you were saying.
No, the rest of China. Someone sent me a video of the wrestler China in a wrestling ring, naked, sucking up a load of guys. And she's getting banged out in the ring and everything. And it was just hideous. It was like Lou Ferrigno in an orgy. That's what I said.
Okay, now I got it.
Nah, China was alright, to be fair. Like, she was a decent-looking, muscly woman.
Shut up, Cameron. Shut up,
man. Shut up. Give him another yellow card, man.
Another yellow card.
Come on,
That's
now.
it
It's
for
just
you,
my
Cameron.
opinion. It's just my opinion. Come on now.
Nah. You're out, man.
Red card.
I reckon if it's got a fucking pulse, Cameron and Alec, wouldn't he? If it's not a pulse,
no, incorrect. Wow.
All right. We need some eye bleach. We need to put up a picture of a hot woman or something so that we, because I mean this just.
Gina Carano. Now, do you know what about that? I don't know if you see it, but if you watch MMA, you might watch a bit of Rising. I know some guys in the podcast don't, but there's a women fighter called Gabby Garcia. She's about 230 pounds. Like, she is jacked.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for any guy that goes near her. Google her, man.
Yeah, I think we've shown her picture
Fuck
before.
That shit.
Yeah.
She's about 230, Gabby Garcia. She beats up on these old women and shit and Rising in Japan. And she's a fucking
I wanted to ask you guys. Let's leave this China thing alone. I wanted to ask you, going back to boxing, because we talked about Lomachenko. I think we're done with Lomachenko until he actually fights somebody. Oh, by the way, I was watching a porn video the other day. There was a woman with blonde, short hair. She looked like Lomachenko. It was disgusting. Listen, the point is this. We want to talk about Mungia. Let's talk about Mungia. Who do we start with? Butch? Oh, yeah, Butcho, you saw the fight, right?
Yeah. Well, I was impressed. I wasn't impressed at all, man. He could have gone either way, I think. But, man, Mungia, he can't cut the ring. He throws all these punches from a long distance. Like his opponents can see them coming, especially if a guy's moving like what's his guy's name, Hogan.
Yeah,
like that way he was moving. So
yeah,
I just think he needs a new trainer or something.
Yeah, Butcho, I watched it too, buddy. Yeah, that was iffy, man. We need to quit all this. Let's have Mungia fight Triple G or Canelo and all this other bullshit.
No, not them two. Definitely not.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
I think Mungia, he's very like Cole Froch technically. Horrible. I mean, but Cole Froch had a decent jab and he was quite good at range sort of thing. But Mungia, he's a busy guy. He's tough, but he just walks forward, blocks punches with his face. He's square on all the time. You know, he's a knockout waiting to happen. I think as soon as he fights a guy with serious power, I think Mungia gets stopped. I think it's just his will and determination that has got him this far. So, because although he's got the fundamentals, should we say, or the basics, he's just technically horrible when he's throwing them. You know, and I don't know where we go with Mungia because he's getting worse. This is a young guy that surely they're meant to get better, aren't they, when they're that age? But this guy seems to get worse. I mean, maybe does he need a different trainer? Does he need someone that's going to teach him to stay in shape a bit longer? You know, just fight off the jab more. He doesn't need to go to war every round. He's got nothing to prove. And something needs to change with him for me.
Well, you know what? Let me just say something first of all. In the chat room, Uncle Burnt apostrophe says that Mungia was fighting as if a beginner had the controls on Goro. Let me tell you something, Mungia. To your point there, Stu. Mungia is just 22 years old, though. And in his last fight, he fought a...
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. His last fight, he fought a guy that came forward way too much, too awkward, and now he fought a guy that was all the way out. I think he just needs... I think this is the type of fights where he's going to learn from this. But yeah, he didn't look good at all.
Yeah, but he fought an all-rounder in Liam Smith before that. So he's fought every style and every one he's struggled with. I mean...
Yeah, but Liam Smith is shit. Let's be honest, man. I don't know. In the UK, they put him in a main event, but come on. That's garbage.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if Liam Smith is shit and Mungia is struggling with him, what does that tell you about Mungia?
He destroyed him.
They didn't destroy him. Go back and watch that fight.
Liam Smith, man.
No,
he destroyed this other guy.
Go back and watch that fight. He won the rounds, but then they were competitive. Mungia was getting tagged up badly. It's only because Liam Smith can't punch. Let's go back and watch that fight, man.
I saw. Yeah, he was getting hit, but that's Mungia. But what I'm saying is, like, what the fuck? What did Liam Smith do that was so special?
What's going to happen when a massive punch?
I agree.
Right.
I agree. Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. And for 22 years old, he needs to start improving, not getting worse. I think we need to get him back to basics. Get behind the jab, keep in shape, and pick your shots a little better. This guy is just going in wild. He's got that fighting style where he's got to try and prove himself to the audience. He doesn't need to do that. This kid's tough, and he could go far like Cole Froch. He needs to adjust to Cole Froch sort of style because he's technically like Froch, so he has to get a jab, try some.
Yeah,
he can't keep fighting like that. What?
Wait, Johnny boy, before you continue, Triple J, the chat room says Jaime Mongoloid.
He does look like a fucking mongoloid.
I was just gonna say, yeah, when Mungia fought Liam Smith, bro, he had his hands full, bro. He had his hands full in that fight, big time.
Yeah, but the thing also, Hogan was moving a lot. You know, Liam Smith, he comes forward. Which other fighters did he fight? Like the Japanese guy that Mungia fought, guy was coming forward, and he gave him some issues. Hogan put on the right game plan, though. And he even talked about it after the fight. His plan was to move, clinch. He clinched a lot. This guy was holding, man.
Yeah.
So, he made it
the chat room, Pete Stammes says, Jaime Mongo. Uncle Bird says, ha 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 Mongo. And then Virtuoso goes, no, El Richiga says, Mungia. Mungia.
Everybody's calling him Mungia. I don't know if it's on purpose.
Of course.
No, I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to have that.
Oh. Recognize
it. Yeah, listen. I gotta go. I'm sorry. This is really pissing me off. I gotta go. Bye.
I'm gonna go watch
Jamie Mongoloid. Yeah, they do need to get him. They need to get him some shots, some vaccines or something. He looks like he has a Zika virus or something, man. I mean,
you looks like Zika virus, man. Fuck.
Everybody got AIDS and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I should play that quote. Too late. But all right, so Johnny boy,
and shit. Great
Johnny boy, you were gonna say something before I interrupted. Sorry, man.
No, I fucking forgot. I don't know. What was I gonna say? What day is is there any DAZN fights this weekend? Obviously, there's Crawford and Khan, but is there anything on DAZN this weekend?
Nah. I think they're broke, man.
So. I don't think so.
That's why.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, Eddie Hearn got played a treat by Amir Khan. I mean, just to think that fight's on BT. Eddie's still with Amir, but yet Amir's fighting on BT Sports. So all that money he paid Khan to fight these bums, and he ain't going to get it back.
There is a fight. There is a fight. DAZN, April 20th, London. Dave Allen versus Lucas Brown, and Derek Chisora versus Senad Gashi. Isn't Senad Gashi the guy that burned down the Notre Dame Cathedral? I hope it's not the same guy. Should be in jail. But speaking of Mungia, going back to Mungia, I mean, look, he just needs a little seasoning. Let's see what happens. Again, he's 22 years old. We saw Canelo when he was in his early 20s. He didn't have head movement. He didn't have great punch selection. He was mostly relying on his power, and he improved. So let's see if Mungia can do the same thing. I tell you who hasn't improved all that much. Gilberto Ramirez. That's a guy that hasn't really... Okay, who the fuck is jacking off in the background?
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
I hear like slapping or something. Sorry. Anyway, the point is that... so I wanted to ask you guys, Jaime Mungia, okay, he didn't look good against that Japanese guy, I forget his name, in his last fight, because he was coming forward and just jumping in, quite strong, really. And now he fought a guy that was sharp, good foot movement, and he struggled to look good in there. If you put him up against a guy that stands in front of him, somebody like Jarrett Hurd, do you think he would look better, or do you think he gets whipped based on how he's looked in his last 2 fights?
I think he'll look good, but I think Jarrett Hurd beats him. Yeah, I think he'll be a little stronger than him.
Right. Maybe just that strength.
But yeah,
right?
he needs a guy like that. He needs a guy like that.
Mungia troubles the fighters that are not very busy, don't punch hard. A Lara sort of fighter. Then I think Mungia could do well against them sort of guys. But with Hurd, because he's a strong kid and he punches hard, I think the way Mungia leaves his chin exposed, I think Hurd's a busy guy. He's going to land, isn't he? And I think you can't let someone like Jarrett Hurd punch you clean in the face, because eventually it's going to take its toll.
Absolutely.
Jarrett Hurd is like Lomachenko. Now, don't laugh. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. He's busy punching. Okay, that's it. He's just busy punching. Mungia is going to do good in the beginning, but I see him fading against a guy like Hurd, and that's when Hurd is gonna beat him.
I
agree. Could be, but I still remember that Jarrett Hurd fight with some British guy there, some British bum that they brought, and he was losing that until he got stopped. The British guy was winning the fight. Did you guys remember that? He was.
I don't remember that fight, but I remember him losing to Tony Harrison.
I remember.
Remember Tony Harrison was beating him.
That British bum was tagging him up.
Yeah.
Tony Harrison was beating him. He was beating.
Yeah, I think so.
Jarrett Hurd.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, okay, we're talking about if Mungia fades, which I think he will. But let's be honest, man. It's not like Jarrett Hurd has a fucking perfect defense. You know, I mean, like I want to. We saw Mungia fight fighters that come forward, and he does pretty well. You know, so
that's a good point.
I mean, of course, Hogan was moving a lot. Like, listen, I think Charlo can beat fucking Mungia. I think Harris can beat Mungia. But a guy that Hurd, it will be an interesting fight, to be honest. And also, by the way, how good is Jarrett Hurd's chin?
Exactly. We don't know, do we?
We don't know shit, man. Well, that fight against Lara, I mean, get the hell out of here. Lara is not even like a.
Yeah, Trout was snapping his head back, clean shots, all fucking. I'll give you an example, because I couldn't post this video because of copyright issues, but I had done a video about Trout in the lead up to Trout Lara, and here's the way I usually work. This is how I edit fights. I take 4 folders, or 2 folders for each fighter. So I'll take, for example, Hurd, I'll take strengths, and I'll take a folder that says weaknesses, and I'll put the different footage in there. So if I see, weaknesses, obviously I put them in the weakness folder, and if I see strengths, I put them in the strengths folder. Usually, guys, it's like a 2-to-1 ratio. Top fighters, they got more strengths than weaknesses. Fucking Hurd was the first time I ever had a guy who had more weaknesses in the weakness folder than the strength, because he got hit a million times, man. A million times. He was lucky Trout can't punch. And he's lucky because at 154, he's a big dude. But he moves up to 160, 168, 175.
Well, talking about moving up in weight, BDA, and it's true, because the Magic Man in the chat, he's saying that Mungia has been fading in his recent fights in the later rounds. I think that the weight cut is taking a bigger and bigger
I agree
toll.
with that guy.
And Mungia said after the fight that he's not gonna stay that long at 154. He might even move to 160 for his next fight. So
yeah, but them guys punch even harder.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's the same problem with Hurd.
I was gonna ask, why is Austin Trout, a fucking 63-year-old Austin Trout, headlining a fucking card still, bro?
What? Where? Who?
On Fox, bro.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I swear to Christ, dog.
FS1 or FS1 or Fox, like Fox?
Or one of the PBC. Yeah, whatever. The PBC.
You disgust me.
Fox, not Showtime, though.
I mean,
fucking 75-year-old Austin Trout still headlining cards. That's how fucking thirsty these fucking PB. BBC to exist.
Yeah, I know. The fight's fucking Heyman's giving Fox to put on. They're going to need to get Tucker Carlson to fucking commentate on the fight to bring any sort of ratings.
He'll bring an audience in.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson, get him to commentate, man. That'll bring some ratings in.
Yeah. They're gonna put that Austin Trout on Fox, and then they're gonna have like Abner Mares, what's called Sean Porter and Boom Boom Banchini there, fucking breaking down the fight as if it's a fucking Get the hell out of here, man.
Yeah. Fucking audience. Half the audience, isn't it? I mean, you look behind you, that empty room. That's what table. I mean,
yeah, Trout fighting. I mean, come on, what? Trout against what's his name?
He's fighting some. He's fighting some dude named Terrell.
Oh, Gausha.
Terrell, Gausha, yeah.
Yeah, Gausha,
What's that?
Do you think I'm gonna have that?
It is.
Do you think I'm gonna have that? Do you really think I'm gonna have that, you ponce?
That is not a good fight. Well, I mean, listen, it could. I mean, main event. I don't know.
You shut up. You shut your fucking hole.
I don't know, man. I mean, Fox Sports, they're putting... What fight? There was a fight... Oh, yeah. Apparently, the rumor is that they want to make Jarrett Hurd against... Well, they are making Jarrett Hurd against Julian Williams, and they're making Charlo against Harrison too, and the winners are going to be fighting each other. That's what they said. So that's a good plan from the PBC. But Trout against Gauch and all these guys, you know, it's... You watch them if you want to watch them.
Bob Arum's over here like this.
You know, Doc, I'm having a hard time making friends, you fucking sucker.
Yeah, and well, it's so funny because all these BBC guys were saying, oh, well, you know, the Fox deal is pretty good. Well, you can shit on the Fox deal. I was like, no, I think it was a good move by the BBC.
Yeah.
But now that I'm seeing all these fights that they're putting on, I mean, come on. I have to criticize this. I have to criticize these main events. They fucking suck.
Yeah, Butcho, that's what we were talking about this a couple of shows ago, bro. I said, so you want me to kiss fucking Al Heyman's ass for putting these garbage ass fucking Fox cards on because it's on free television? Like, suck my dick. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
These fighters, when it comes to quality, it's made in China, isn't it? These fights. Made in fucking China, mate.
Now, wait a minute.
No.
Yes, still.
You only sold the Chinese? First you sold
China. I feel sorry for Fox in a way. I feel sorry for Fox in a way because they're not getting the quality that their funding deserves. But that's what happens when you do business with Heyman. So you sort of bring it on yourself.
I think Heyman's a good guy, but I think he's just being misled right now. and he's being misled.
We could just have a chit chat with Mr. Heyman. I'm pretty sure he'll clear things up.
Yeah, I'm sure Canada will give him asylum if he needs it.
Yeah, if he ever, when he's tax evading or something, he'll make his way to Canada. What the fuck?
That is true.
Jesus. But, all right, so...
If Al Heyman was banned from every country, here comes old Canada to save his ass.
Now, wait a minute. Are you going to be badmouthing? These fucking guys were criticizing Canada.
I'm sorry, man. I'm just saying.
No.
Yeah, because you got nothing. You got nothing in court. You don't got the bookkeeper. You got nothing. Nothing. And if you were a man, you would have done it now. You don't
That's
got a
right.
thing. You punk.
You're punks insulting Canada. Let me tell you something. When the Civil War starts in the United States, and it's going to start soon, don't come knocking on my door and saying, come on, BDA, let us into Canada.
I won't. I promise you that, BDA.
You're gonna have to hide.
That you don't have to worry about. That you don't, because I know what would happen. That's where I'll die, right there in Canada.
Well, there's better. If you die in Canada, you die with healthcare that's pretty good, and you die surrounded.
That is true.
By transsexual nurse.
Good point there.
And you get surrounded by a transsexual nurse. So that's pretty good deal right there, man. If you ask me.
I'd rather die. Yeah. Well, that's the part I died right there.
Shut up. All right, listen. Mungia. So are we done with Mungia or?
Yeah, I don't like the way people were insulting him in the chat room.
Yeah,
I loved it, man.
By the way, what's next, BDA? What's happening this weekend?
Fuck next weekend.
Oh,
Hold on. Derevianchenko versus Kolkin. Nobody watched that one?
Nope. I didn't even know they were fighting.
Oh, come on.
I have to say.
I heard Derevianchenko didn't look that good.
Johnny Boy, I know Johnny Boy watched that fight.
Fucking rocked in the last 3 rounds, Bucho.
Johnny Boy, you saw the fight?
Yeah.
So what happened? What happened in the fight?
Break it down.
Yeah, it was. Well, I was kind of going back and forth, so I didn't watch it full on, but I watched most of it. And In the beginning, Derevianchenko was outpointing him. He didn't look good, Bucho, no. But he outpointed him. What's the other dude's name? Jack. Whatever.
Cocaine.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
He might have got a round off, 1 or 2 rounds off early on, but Derevianchenko pretty much outpointed him till they got to like the 9th, 10th round. Then Simple Jack was fucking cracking him in the last 3 rounds, bro. Derevianchenko was fucking out on his feet a couple of times, bro. He was hurt.
Well, I think it was more of an off-balance type of thing. I don't think he was necessarily too staggered. I think it was just a little bit off balance. But like I said in the beginning of the show, man, fucking Jack Colkey, if you don't show up in shape, if you show up underestimating him, whatever, he's a tough fighter. He's not the hardest puncher. He's not the fastest.
Pro.
He gave Andrade kittens, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he gave Andrade issues. Yeah, that's true.
The only guy that looked halfway good was Suleki against him. He controlled him from the distance. But Derevianchenko, man, he like Johnny Boy said, he was doing well going to the body. And then, but Colkey has a sneaky defense. He has his chin up in the air, but he rolls with the right hands pretty good. He's not as clean, as easy to hit as people would think. And so, man, I mean, Derevianchenko, but I mean, what does this mean? Does this mean that Derevianchenko was overrated, or does this mean that Colkey is just that good?
You know what, BDA? What I'll say to that is, I don't know if he's overrated or not. He's a good contender, but forget about all this bullshit about how Triple G ducked him, and not to bring up Triple G and all that shit. But like, you know,
Triple G would have put that boy to sleep.
He would have put him to sleep. Exactly.
When you imagine Derevianchenko against Charlo, how that would have played out.
That's a good fight.
Yeah, no, but I mean, Charlo couldn't even beat Korobov.
Yeah, but it's a good litmus test. It's just go ahead. I'm sorry, Stu.
Sorry, I was just saying, Derevianchenko, he's one Eastern European fighter that lacks the basic skills. I mean, he's just very wide, very easy to hit. He's not really your typical Eastern European fighter that fights behind the jab, straight punches sort of thing. He's very he's got a different sort of style. I just think he's fundamentally not good enough, if you get what I'm saying. He's just not your normal Eastern European, shall I say that? I'll just say that when it comes.
Yeah, Derevianchenko's got a big fucking head too. He's a Bolati. He's got more head than he's got body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's just not skilled enough. Like so, when you see a lot of the Eastern Europeans, I mean, their boxing skills are second to none. But he's just not one of them. He's more of a brawler sort of fighter. And I think when you stick brawlers in with other brawlers, you're going to get close fights, aren't you? You know.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me like Jake LaMotta a little bit, like that. His frame and his big fucking dome piece and everything.
He's very like that. He's a very wide guy, isn't he? And I think that's why the shots, very, you know, you can see his shots coming quite slow, aren't they? But he could, you know, he's the sort of guy that's, if you went up to the task, he'll take your heart from you, just like Jack Colkey, where he's one of them fighters. He's done the Jack Colkey, just probably a little bit better for me, but that's it. He's not, I mean, I think a lot of people talking about this guy like he was going to give Golovkin problems, and never in a million years that was going to.
Well, he had a good fight against Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, he did. But so did Selecki. Yes, so did Selecki. So, you know, Jacobs, I thought Selecki did a better job, to be honest with you, than Derevianchenko did. I thought.
Yeah, I agree. Still, I agree.
Derevianchenko gave what's his name? Jacobs a good fight. Gave him a decent fight.
Yeah, he did. But,
I'm like you. I thought he won. I thought Jacobs won the fight, but it was.
Yeah,
it was a good fight.
His style sort of suited Jacobs, where Selecki he had a bit more about him, didn't he? Defensively as well, you know, boxing skills.
Who's score in the chat? Who's score above fighting? Apparently, Sean Newton's in the chat. He says that he already has a fight set, a good one.
What's up, Sean Newton?
Sean, the LDBC Slayer.
What's up, Sean? How you doing, man?
Anyways, Korobov, yeah, I don't even think he's that good, but he's washed up, in my opinion. But the thing is, Charlo isn't even that good. That's why he struggled against Korobov. But You might see Korobov get knocked out or something his next fight. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
fucking Andy Lee took him out, right?
Exactly. I mean, are you telling me Korobov now, with all that time out, injuries, is a better fighter now than he was when he fought Andy Lee? I just can't believe that to be true.
And wasn't Korobov scheduled to fight that same night, but at 168 or 165, some shit like that?
I think it's at 164.
164, I think, like 4 pounds. So.
Yeah. So then, like, he gets a week's notice or 2 weeks' notice, and like, yeah, you gotta drop like maybe 4 more pounds, bro.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, what do I give a fuck? I'll do it.
Yeah, he was preparing for an 8-rounder. He was preparing for an 8-rounder, man. He was preparing for an 8-rounder, like El Chiga in the chat.
8-rounder too. Yeah. So he was prepared. He was gearing up for an 8-round fight, and look, I'm not totally shitting on Charlo, but he hasn't proven anything as a middleweight. He just hasn't.
No, he definitely hasn't, man. He needs to step it up, man.
Don't bring up J-Rock to me, man. J-Rock is old news, bro. That's one fight. I thought he was getting outboxed in that fight.
Recognize he's saying.
I'll tell you one thing, though. The Charlos have been very quiet lately, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Talk about
part of their PR move.
Well, I don't know why. I mean, let's be real. I think their egos are hurt. You know, you only have to see the post-fight press conference. I think one of them was in tears. You know, egos have been hurt bad, and it's knocked them down a peg or two. Maybe they'll start. Maybe they could come back even stronger, get back to training, stop thinking they're invincible, and you know they could improve. But who knows? It could also send them the other way, where they lose that bit of confidence and the zero goes, and it's a downward spiral. So it's interesting to see where the Charlos. I know that one of them won his fight, but he never looked like he won the fight. Do you know what I mean? He still looked quite well with his performance, if you get what I'm saying. So
are they twins? They're twins, right?
Yeah, they're twins.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know they say that when one twin feels something, the other one feels it as well.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of truth to that. There's a whole lot of truth to that.
Yeah, I heard so many stories, man.
I have an uncle and a aunt that are twins, and my uncle, when my uncle passed away, she's never been the same. My aunt, never.
Yeah, recognize my mom's a twin, bro. Her sister died a couple years ago. She ain't fucking, you know.
There's something about that. There's something I wouldn't know. I'm not a twin. I mean, I know what it's like to lose a sibling, but I don't know if it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're
fine.
I've
got twins. And
yeah, you got twins, right?
Yeah, I've got twin boys, and like they're constantly everywhere together. They're dressed the same. They do that, you know. There's not a time when they're not together. So they got a complete bond, didn't they? And it wouldn't surprise me if that shit is true.
Yeah, exactly.
As a man who's got twins, I see the bond that they have, even though they're babies. At that young age, they've still got that bond that you don't really see with other children.
My youngest uncle on my father's side, right? Because that's where the twins run at. Like it seems like my grandfather was a twin, then he had twins, which was my aunt and my uncle. Then my youngest uncle, he had twin boys. His first shot, he had twin boys, and like you know they're both still alive, obviously. So they're exactly alike. Like they're identical twins. One is taller than the other by a little bit. That's about it. Like maybe 1 or 2 inches.
Right.
And they're identical. So I can imagine like the way they are with each other. If God forbid, God forbid, I'm doing the cross sign.
Yeah, but someone in the chat.
One of them would suffer. I know they would suffer.
Someone in the chat just mentioned. He made a very good point actually about them fighting on the same night. Yeah. I think that's terrible promotion, terrible management.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, that's what it was going at. You know, I was going to mention that.
Yeah, I was going to say something.
Can you imagine? Just say if the first Charlo, I think it was Jamel that fought first. Can you imagine if he got caught with a shot, and next minute he's getting carried off in a stretcher, oxygen mask on him. Yeah, no one knows if he's all right or not. Can you imagine then going into the ring straight afterwards and performing?
I can't imagine that. I mean, even if it's not my twin brother. Even if it's not my twin brother, it's just my brother getting fucking stretched out.
Yeah, exactly. You have to avoid them sort of things. If you're going to have brothers in boxing, you know, then you cannot be fighting on the same card. I mean, it's just terrible management. Eddie Hearn would never have let that happen.
Well, the difference between Eddie Hearn and Al Haymon is that Al Haymon has balls and he takes risks like that. Second of all, if you have twins, here's what you do. If I ever have two twin boys, I'm gonna dress them up and have them change to girls. That way, they can play tennis and become champions like the Serena, because you do know that, right? You know that the Serena sisters,
story I heard somewhere.
The Serena sisters are actually Serena brothers. That's the conspiracy theory going out there. And his father.
Oh yeah, I don't believe that. You believe that though? Like some of these conspiracies, I get where it comes from, but it's like that's one that I just have a hard time believing.
Would you smash Serena Williams?
Hell no.
Yeah, no.
Hell no.
I had my boy telling me she was fine and all this other shit. I'm like, bro, that bitch has got legs like Earl Campbell, dog. She probably fucking kill you. You know who I don't know if y'all know who Earl Campbell is, but the running back from back in the
day. she got legs like fucking Terrell Davis back in the
day. Yeah. She's got Marshall Falk legs, recognized, yeah.
If you ever saw Terrell Davis, that boy had fucking horse legs, man. Shit.
Yeah.
There's certain conspiracies I don't believe. I mean, it could be true because they do look.
Do the research. Do the research. Look it up.
They do. I saw.
Let's open the books.
Let's open up our books.
But they are girls. They are girls. I gotta say this. They are girls that got manly features. They just do. They got like a manly face.
I definitely think Venus is a female. I definitely think Venus is a female.
Why did you see? Were you inside her? Come on, or him? You don't know. You don't know. I'm telling you, you don't know. That's it. We're doing it. We're changing from boxing talk to we're changing to Second Renaissance right now. We're gonna get deep into this.
Hey, we have
it's like Illuminati. Renaissance. Yeah, we have to do that, man.
Yo.
I reckon I'm quite good for that. I'm not one of these fucking mugs that's gonna go to Thailand, pull some bird, next minute be shocked when I've got a pair of testicles, be shocked when I've got a pair of balls in the act. I'm not gonna be that guy. Do you know what I mean? I know a tranny when I see one, and I know a real woman when I see one.
You're not like Gonzalo.
Yo,
you're not
like Gonzalo. Trannies, is Junie, what is your?
Hold on. BD wants to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Gonzalo, remember he couldn't tell apart a transsexual from a girl. Remember that story he said? He was stuck behind a car. The guy
he was in jail with a tranny.
He was innocent though.
Are you talking about me?
He didn't do nothing though.
No, I said
about me.
I said
no. I said Gonzalo.
I thought you talking about me. Are you talking about
Gonzalo? Do you remember the story that Gonzalo?
I wasn't on that night. I didn't hear.
All right, so he was in Mexico. He was in a prison. And he was cuffed with a tranny.
Oh, man.
No, this is what he said. Like he said that that they handcuffed him, and you know sometimes they handcuff all these people when they're like taking you to court or they're taking you on that fucking miserable bus.
Yeah,
and they kind of like handcuff you together. He happened to be handcuffed with a transsexual.
Yeah. He happened, according to his story.
Right. And you see, in Mexico they don't play that. They don't care if you think of yourself as a woman. You go into a man prison.
That's right.
In America, and I'm sure in
Canada,
really?
They do? No, in Canada, I don't know how.
I've been watching some things on Netflix. I've been watching some things about the Mexican drug cartels and the prisons, and there's a lot of trannies in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's that old saying, like, when these guys do a lot of. I'm not just pointing it at the Mexicans. I'm pointing at like prisoners. Period. Like when they're gonna do life in prison or like a 25-year sentence. They get themselves like a little girlfriend in there.
Okay.
I mean, listen, I've been in the male university and like I wasn't there long enough, but there was rumors like flowing around, like, yo, you see that dude right there? Yeah, he's doing 25 years. Oh yeah. Later on, I hear, who's his little butt boyfriend in here? I'm like, cool. They're like that dude over there. I'm like, oh man, it's disgusting, man.
Yeah, fuck it. That's the guy you'd be walking underneath the tier, and he'd just be topping somebody off at the fucking table over there.
Right, recognize. how did you say that when you were in Male University? How did you create like lipstick again? What did you use again? You smashed up some.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you were saying you were saying that you take the razor blades and the plastic from the razor blades and you melt them and then you put them on your lips and that's like the nice hard lipstick that doesn't come off.
What was it? What was that kid from Oz? The Nazis had him fucking walking around with pigtails and all that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's who Gonzalo was handcuffed with right
there. Oh man.
Anyway,
I'd be terrified for fucking HIV or something. Like I fucking bleeding on me or something.
Oh boy!
Look,
speak when you're spoken to.
I haven't been in an all-male university in a long time, and I never plan to go back. But I remember, man, there was guys that were pretending to be gay so they could go to the gay section.
Hey, well, let's pretend. Hey, yeah. You are encouraging homosexuality when you have when you have all boys schools. You know, I mean, you've only got to look at India. I mean, back in the day, they had a lot of all boys private schools and boarding schools, so they're called. And Freddie Mercury is a product of one of them, and we only got to see how he turned out. And it was apparently it was rife in India amongst because they wasn't mixing with females. It's I mean, let's be real. The best parts of being at school when we were younger was getting your school uniform on, knowing that you got fucking about 300, 400 females at school to look at.
But still, those Catholic schools for girls, they produce one of the best crop of hoes that
that's right.
That's true, man.
The Catholic girls, I mean, the Bible goes out the window when you take them knickers off the right day. You know,
right? That Bible goes straight out the window.
It goes up somewhere else, man. Let me tell you something. These Catholic girls, man, they used to be like when you did a background search on them back in the mid-90s when they were auditioning, and you did the background search, and yes, up to 60% or more of them were from went to Catholic high schools. I'm telling you, private Catholic high schools, man. These girls will do it all, baby. Now let me tell you something else. We got.
You say it with a smile on your face. I know.
I say it with a smile and a hard cock. Now let me tell you, we got Butcher. You said something about you said something about the fights this Saturday, right? You want to talk a little bit about that, or do we save it for?
No, I mean I was just thinking. I don't know if you want to save it for later, but since we were running out of topics, that was probably. Maybe something we want to talk about, or we want to save it for later.
Well, the quack we can save it for later, and we can talk about like the quacks is reminding of Canelo.
Sorry, boys, I thought we went into Renaissance mode. That's why I was.
No. I was kidding.
Just one thing. Canelo said that he's moving to light heavyweight. I mean, well, he claims again. He mentioned that. So
I don't know how he's gonna do that. He's kind of short.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
don't you think, Bucho, that would slow him down a little bit going up?
He's 5'7". He's not even 5'9". He's 5'7". I mean,
he's 5'7". You're right, bro. He's whatever Mayweather's height is. Remember when they would like staring each other down? They were dead even.
They were even. That's why I laugh when people say like, "Oh, Mayweather, he beat a big junior middleweight in Canelo." On top of that, he was drained, and then they were the same height. And I think Floyd had the longer arms, if I'm not mistaken. So this wasn't like, a small guy moving up and fighting a big guy. You know, they were almost. And by the way, Mayweather, we know that he would like use HIV. He would use
vampire facials. He was blood doping.
What the fuck am I saying?
No. He admitted
IV shots to rehydrate. So
no, not only that, Bucho, he admitted it. He admitted that he was blood doping 3 weeks prior to the fight.
Yeah.
When you say, it's a vampire facial, and he's describing it to you, that's an admission. Yes, I was blood doping.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't supposed to say that, but he said it.
So listen, that fight wasn't such a disparate. I mean, if there was a disparity, it was between skills. You know what I mean?
Listen, man, Canelo in his when he's at his best versus Floyd at his best is a different fight. I'm just telling you, bro. That's a different fight.
Yeah, I'm more impressed with Canelo what he's doing.
Now,
now, yeah. Even that fight with Golovkin, the second fight, coming forward.
Look, man, people tell me all the time, and listen, I'm not saying I disagree. I do agree. Okay, there's evidence to show that. Oh, Canelo's he's artificial. He's taking this and this and that. I get it. I'm with you. Here's the thing. Since this is the way boxing is run, where the A side has the advantage, I'm saying, without delving into that, he looks like a beast right now. He just... When you could take punches from Triple G, as many punches as he was taking, and still come forward and land your punches, you're a beast.
Yeah,
that's it. You're just a fucking beast.
Yo, fair enough. Hold on, just one thing. Fair enough. He has the advantages, but that's how you have to look when you have the advantages.
Absolutely. I mean, there you go, Bucho. That when you have the advantages, do something with it, and he's doing something with it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If he's having a physical advantage in the ring, that's if. I don't know. I'm not in those. You know, I'm not in the know to say for sure that's what's happening. You know,
he would give Adonis Stevenson a good fight. I'll tell you that. But
right now, yeah. Right now, yeah.
Well, I mean, Adonis Stevenson is brain dead, pretty much. Right
No, I'm saying like.
Hey, speaking of that, we were gonna watch.
Sorry, low place.
Here's the thing about that. We watched. Remember, we watched a couple of fights or highlight videos. Well, apparently, we tried posting the Crawford Gamboa highlight video that we did. But we got rejected by YouTube. Top Rank doesn't like us posting those type of videos, so we can't. I don't know if we can. We're gonna put the kibosh a little bit for the meantime on watching videos together, which is a shame because I wanted us to watch The Passion of the Christ together because Easter's coming up, and I want to analyze.
Not interested. Not interested. Sorry.
Come on, what's the matter with you? The other thing is,
BDA, you're a good guy, but I'm sorry, man. This is not my interest. Sorry.
That's okay.
He's gonna leave again.
My fucking aunt took me to see that movie when I was like 12, bro.
Oh, you know, I still haven't seen that movie.
You're
talking about the
out,
Mel
man.
Gibson, right?
Oh, yeah.
I still haven't seen it, bro.
The Jews weren't very happy with Mel after that.
No, they
He portrayed like the Jews as fucking psychos, man, like fucking screaming and yelling and ripping off their shirts and shit. It was crazy.
Steve Farhood was very offended.
Yes, he was.
Wait, did you?
Yeah.
What? Hold on.
Oh no, Steve Farhood. I confused. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, L. Bernstein, I got it 9 rounds to 3, 4.
We were also gonna talk about the.
I never liked you, Kleinfeld. Not because you're a Jew, huh? I know plenty of Jews.
Oh, yeah. Right? I don't know who's playing those fucking. I don't know who's playing those.
Fucking neck like a breadstick, homie.
All right. By the way, so fucking Lope recognized us and want to watch The Passion of the Christ. We also wanted to watch Adonis Stevenson's Gvozdyk. We're gonna rewatch that, and we're gonna play some music while we saw that to try to make it a little bit more comical. So. Nobody wants to watch that shit. All right, listen.
I want you to.
Sounds like a porn in the 80s.
I want you to think about it. Yeah. I want you to think about it. How it's gonna feel with them crabs and seals crawling out of your fucking eyeballs when you're at the bottom of that lake.
Fucking Joey Boy.
Dude, let me tell you something. Rikers Island. That's a scary island. Just the island itself. Like he was threatening to put him there, man. There's nothing but like rocks, and you're dead. You go into that water, you're dead, pretty much, man. You gotta. It's just the island, Rikers Island. You got to find your way back there. You can't. Muerto. You know what muerto means?
Dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
But you're saying it like a Puerto Rican with the L.
Yeah, you're missing the R, man.
Muerto.
Puerto Ricans.
I wanted to say something.
Puerto Ricans. We botch every word.
Yeah.
We were talking about.
We're just, you know what we are? We're the Jamaicans of English, of Spanish.
Oh, that's a good.
We break everything down. Everything is a breakdown.
Even Cubans as well, man.
Yeah, Cubans too. You're right about. Even more so than the Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
And the Dominicans, forget about it. Dímelo, loco. ¿Qué lo que hay, loco? Ese es un loco allá. Mira ese loco.
And remember, you said the difference between the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans. The Dominicans, they talk more like a sing-song type. Yo te dije que no puedes hacer la cosa, que tú tienes que ver.
No, hermano, ¿qué lo está haciendo?
Sí, like
Deja
that.
todo
like
quieto.
Yeah. By the way, I want to say that because we're talking about...
Despacito.
You motherfuckers. Right before we gotta go, by the way, but before we do, because we're talking about Canelo versus Jacobs. Apparently, Jacobs now is saying that he watched how Lara gave Canelo a lot of trouble, and he says it's because southpaws give Canelo trouble. So does that mean that Jacobs is gonna switch hit a lot during that fight, or
is he gonna try to do that?
Well, he does sometimes. He switches, right?
But he's gonna do that the whole fight.
That would be stupid, man. I don't even think
that's
he
a bad
should do
move.
it. Bad move, man.
Yeah, I would test it out maybe if there's nothing working for me. See if it does. But as soon as he starts getting tagged, switch it back up, man.
I think it's gonna play out like the Golovkin fight. I'm talking Jacobs Golovkin, like where Jacobs is like kind of like has confidence at the beginning, and then at the end he's just like
fade out.
Yeah, he's on the back foot and ambushing, and like not gonna be. He's gonna go to a decision, and there's no way, no fucking way Jacobs wins a decision.
I wonder if Canelo goes to the body in this fight. I think he should. Right?
Yeah. Somebody said that. I think Gypsy Boxing is pretty confident that Canelo's gonna knock him out.
Well, if he goes to the body, yeah, man. Yeah, he has a good chance of doing that.
Yeah, but if he goes to the body, he opens himself up for Jacobs' uppercut, which is
I would do it like towards the later rounds when he's gassing out. That's what I would try to do.
I don't know if he's gonna gas out.
But he's gonna be running. He's gonna be on the back foot, man. He's not gonna catch him. And Canelo is not like his feet are not that fast, man. You know, to cut the distance.
Yeah. I agree. He would have to kind of establish that early.
Yeah.
You know.
Jacobs is dangerous, man. He's fucking dangerous. I don't see this being easy for Canelo.
Jacobs knows that he cannot win a decision, though.
Yeah, there's the reaction video of Jacobs reacting to that shitty decision in the first Triple G and Canelo fight. So he knows he ain't getting a decision, bro. He's gonna. I think he's gonna try and put him down, but
he had to fight like me. He said, I gave Triple G at least 8 rounds. He's like that. Fight? He said, Jacob said it. He said, I gave him at least 8, you know?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The thing, if Canelo's trying to go to the body, I don't think he's gonna that. Not like the second Triple G fight, because Jacobs is too lanky, bro. He's gonna get caught with some shit. If he's because he's quite a bit taller than Canelo. Do you see the face off between them? I mean,
There's a significant height difference.
But remember, guys, he's bigger too. Remember that weigh-in they did a couple of days ago. Like, fucking guy's a light heavyweight right now, and Canelo's a super middleweight. So,
but there's the rehydration clause, right, in place.
Yeah, but
that's right. You know something? He could go to the body in that fight. He could.
He might be weak. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Why else? What I don't like, this is what I don't like. Like the fact that it's not fair in certain aspects. Because Canelo's the A side, he controls.
That's why I say with caution. When I'm talking about Canelo, I say, look, with all the rules that's in place, that it seems like it's in place, and there's certain rules that only apply for the fighters Canelo are fighting and not him so much. He still looks like a beast.
Yeah.
At least he's doing. I agree with it. It's not 100% fair if that's exactly what's going on. Look, all I care about is who has. I don't want nobody to have a artificial physical advantage in the ring. If that's happening, I don't like that. You're like, that's not boxing.
When you've got these advantages, right? It's all well and good, but you still have to be good enough to
totally agree.
To win these fights. It's like me getting in there, having all the advantages. It's like, it don't matter if I get knocked down around, does it? What does it fucking matter?
Yeah.
Or you struggle.
It's all well and good, having a few advantages over Golovkin, but you've got to be good, and you've got to be strong enough to take his shots. You've got to be good enough to be competitive, so the judges can sway it your way. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to give Canelo his credit. He was definitely good enough, wasn't he? So. It's all well and good. It's like Floyd Mayweather. Same with Floyd. He had a lot of advantages, but he still had to be good enough to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, listen. The thing about Canelo, and I'm not advocating for A-side advantages that happens in the ring. The thing about Canelo, he's exciting to watch. Either way, he's more of an exciting fighter to watch, and that's all I care about when it comes to boxing, man.
These dudes and some of the people channels I respect and shit, not even no racist bullshit. These dudes who flick back and forth between Lomachenko and Crawford at #1 pound for pound are out of their fucking mind. Like, based on what, dog? I don't understand that shit.
Yeah, we should do a show on. You know what? We should do a show. I'll host it, I guess, on pound for pound criteria.
Well,
what the hell?
I mean, I don't even understand how Crawford's above Canelo, let alone fucking number.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Crawford's #4 on my list, and you know how can Lomachenko put in a performance like that? How can Lomachenko put in a performance like that and actually go down the pound for pound list in people's?
Well, listen, some people have Spence in their top 5 pound for pound list.
Fucking
Johnny on pure fandomhood. That's all. That's about.
Yo,
Johnny Nelson. Johnny Nelson.
What's up with Johnny Nelson?
Nelson's got 4th. I mean, Tank Davis 4th. Johnny Nelson's got.
What's up with Johnny Nelson? This guy, man.
You know what the problem is?
The WBO cruiserweight champion or something.
I know what the problem is.
He's acting like, anyways.
He's putting a bad name on all the good-looking Johnnies like me. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Now the problem,
Johnny Nelson. Hey, if you ever seen Johnny Nelson fight, right? He could turn a newborn baby into a fossil.
I never saw him fight, man.
All he does is wear tight shirts now. And
this is a fucking
and banging Michelle.
He actually got booed from his own crowd. His own fans booed him out of the fucking ring. He's been that bad, Johnny Nelson. Terrible.
That's not nice.
Good champion. Terrible to watch.
You know what? Did Johnny Nelson bang Michelle Joy Phelps?
Oh, what's the matter with you?
I don't know.
Turning this show.
You know what?
Nelson's a bit of a slime ball, isn't he? Have you seen him in the? He comes across as a bit of a slime ball.
So yeah, see, that's what I say though. I think Crawford's like 4th or 5th, somewhere around there. I agree, bro. And I really have nothing against Crawford.
I got him at #5, bro. That's exactly where I got him.
That makes sense.
And again, it goes back and forth, right? If I have to say right now, top 5, Vasyl Lomachenko. Excuse me. I'm gonna go with Usyk #1, Lomachenko #2, #3. Man, I'm gonna just say Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Just off the top of my head, I'm gonna say Canelo. #4. I'm gonna say maybe you could throw Crawford, but
I'm
trying to think. It's
Crawford and Golovkin, man.
I'm okay if it's okay. Crawford or Golovkin, I'm gonna still say, man, it's real close. I'm gonna say Golovkin. Either one. Those are my top 5 right there.
See, I got the same shit, bro. I just got Lomachenko I just got Lomachenko and Usyk swapped, bro. I got the same 5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like I don't listen, man. Look, Crawford has a lot to prove, and I get the criticism from him. But at the same time, let's respect the dude. He did win 3 different weight classes, and in one of those weight classes, he was undisputed. That does count for something.
For sure.
And he is pretty exciting, I guess. Yes, I'm sure he has holes in his game, and I've seen it. But I think that he's done enough to be in that top 5 conversation. You know?
I agree. I totally agree, recognize. See, and you know who I have as a close 6th, bro, is Rung Vasyl, dog. I mean, the dude beat fucking Chocolatito twice in Estrada, bro. That's the 2 best guys in his division. Spence hasn't even fought the 2 best guys in his division. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Now, here's the thing, though. You guys make excellent points. I gotta give you that. What I won't give you is respect, because I told you, motherfuckers, I didn't want to talk about pound for pound lists.
Seriously, man, you and me, we're fucking done professionally.
All right, but it's a good little topic.
Sorry, I apologize, man.
It's a good little topic. It's a good little topic. Don't get me. No, don't apologize.
No, that's my bad. I brought it up.
No, it was Bucho. It was Bucho that brought it up. Don't take the blame, Johnny boy. Let fucking drunk Bucho.
Yeah, Bucho, it was your fault, bro.
Sorry. I've got one of my testicles now. Like Japanese.
But listen, I don't think you should forgive. Don't forgive him right away.
No, but it is. Hey, it's a strong.
Revolution is in the chat, man. In the chat. In the hangouts.
What's up, guys?
What up?
What's up?
What's up, man?
You guys not hear any like shitty background noise? I'm driving right now. Is it weird?
Yeah.
Good.
Well,
yeah, I've been hearing it.
It's well, I'll just talk over it. Cool. What do you guys think of the fucking fights this weekend?
Well, see, now we just talked about the fights.
I know. I was at work. I didn't hear none of this. Give me the update, quick.
Well, I'll give you the quick update. The quick update is that that I watched a porno the other day. It was a blonde woman with short hair, and it looked like Lomachenko. And I can't watch Lomachenko fights anymore because I imagine him getting fucked by some dude. But the point is this: Lomachenko, Lomachenko actually came in, did what he had to do. Actually, did it better than everybody thought. Butcher, do you have the predictions, by the way?
No, I couldn't find them.
Fuck.
Oh,
All right,
well,
but listen.
I remember my prediction. I think I was the closest. Stoppage in round 6.
No, you didn't say that.
There, the shoulder healed up.
No, you didn't say that.
I said 8th round knockout. Actually, I got
I
the
said
knockout
8th.
part wrong.
No, both of you said Lomachenko by majority decision. Both of you said Lomachenko by majority decision. So you're fucking wrong and lying.
No, Precise said decision though, because he
Precise did.
I guess he thought like, well, he did look much bigger, Crawler, right? So maybe.
Yeah, he was bigger man, naturally bigger.
But
you know what?
That was a fucking great performance from Loma. He did exactly what he had to do. That's what Spence should have done to Garcia. Should have got him the fuck out.
Good point, man. Good point.
Wait a minute.
You know?
Yeah, like
you don't.
That's a good point, Revolution, because we hear how like this guy's like a #1 pound for pound fighter, but he fights this little dude. He can't do nothing with him. I mean, y'all boxed him, and I give him credit for
come
boxing
on,
him,
man.
but just not that's.
Well, he out-jabbed the guy. Well, he has long fucking arms. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, it's like I'm jabbing a kid. Of course, I'm gonna fucking jab him like Muhammad Ali or something because my arms are fucking long, man.
Yeah, I've done
boxing
that.
a 10th grader.
What's that?
I said boxing a 10th grader.
Yeah, exactly. It's like fuck, man. Well, are you guys gonna praise me for my fucking amazing jab? Of course not.
Well, why not? Be positive. It's
not a bad jab. Don't get me. It's not a bad jab. It's just not. I'm not impressed.
So you can learn a lot from BDA.
From the fights this weekend, were you guys screaming at the TV too, cheering for Dennis Hogan? I was screaming at the fucking TV, bro. I wanted him to knock Mungia out so bad.
Oh, he wasn't gonna knock him out though.
You could hope. You could hope at least.
Yeah, he could
at
do
some
a
point
little prayer.
Yeah.
He wobbled him a few times.
He wobbled him once, but I think he was off balance. So I rewatched it, and it was that the shot was off. But yeah, he was hitting him a lot. I mean, listen, Mungia, like Stu said, and somebody else said, I mean, this guy wants to keep on fighting like that, and then stop fighting somebody that actually has a punch. He's gonna be in fucking trouble, man.
Well said. Well said. Now,
did you guys agree with the decision at least?
Kinda. Listen, Hogan was holding a lot, man. I hate people who fucking hold that much, man. He was overdoing it.
Yeah,
so,
that's a conceding. That's when it's a sign of submission in a fight, man. When somebody holds a lot, it's like I'm not really too confident that I could, just straight knuckle up with you.
Yeah, I have to hold. Why not? Why do I have to hold? I don't think it's gonna kick my ass, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what I hate he was doing the Mikey Garcia thing. After every round, he would put his hands up, or at least one hand up. And I was like, "Fucker, stop! If you're holding, you shouldn't be holding your hand up at the end of the round. Let those hands go when you're in the."
The thing is with Mungia, it's because it's so easy to hit him. What Hogan would do is he would throw a shot, he would land a shot, and then he would hold immediately. And then, yeah.
You know what? One of the most atrocious fucking hold jobs I've seen in a while was that fucking Eubanks DeGale fight. I mean, it was like and then fucking DeGale threw him on his ass, and they took a point away from Eubanks. I'm like, well, warn the guy for holding, bro.
That was disgusting.
They never do that anymore, man. They don't. In the rules, it says no wrestling, no holding. You can't do that shit, man.
You know, and I was watching Climax Kellerman show the other day. And he's got fucking, like I say, Chauncey Billups and shit talking about boxing. Like, get the fuck out of here. But or fucking, what's that, Ray Allen and shit.
Fucking terrible, man.
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah. And I'm like, and they were like, if you could do one thing to change boxing, what would it be? And he's like, oh, I'd tell him I'd start taking points away for holding. Well, Ward's your favorite fucking fighter, and Pernell Whitaker and shit.
Great point.
Yeah.
No, that's smart skills,
You can hold if you're winning the story of the fight. If it wins you the story of the fight, then you can do it.
Lord. Did you guys get the vibe that there was a little bit of a couples fight between Andre Ward and Max Kellerman at the end of the Lomachenko fight?
Oh yeah, it looked like
they were disagreeing a little bit.
It looks like they were having a little spat that they can make up for later on at night.
Spat, yeah. What happened? What did Andre Ward say?
Yeah, they were having a spat, and Max Kellerman
So Max Kellerman was saying. Go ahead, Revolution. You want to tell him what he was saying? How the whole argument started?
Go ahead.
So what happened was.
Nah, you go.
All right. What happened was after the fight was over, Max Kellerman was basically making the case that Lomachenko looked so impressive that he couldn't blame anybody if they had him number one over Crawford. Right, but whatever. Right, and it's fine with me. And they were saying, and he's basically saying that Terrence Crawford is really going to have to impress come Saturday night, which I agree. I mean, if you're a pound-for-pound fighter, that's what you do. I agree with what Precise said a while back about pound for pound. He said that really started off as a stylistic barometer, right? Who had the best skills? That's where it originated. I believe that's what Precise was saying. In other words, right? Like the kind of style you bring. But if you are a top pound for pound fighter and it goes by resume and all that, Max Kellerman was kind of right. Yes, you do got to show that you can really dominate a Amir Khan if you're in that top 5 or top 3 pound for pound conversation.
Yeah,
you know, and Andre Ward had a problem with that, saying, well, you know, that's not really fair because he's fighting Corolla.
Don't do it.
Better competition, better matchup. And you know he might be right, but
well, did you guys see the reaction of Andrew Ward and because he was commentating and there's a video of him filming him at the moment when Lomachenko wins by stoppage, and he's not even excited or happy. He actually looks pissed.
He looks jealous. Huh? Yeah, he was jealous.
They started sleeping in separate beds after that fight, bro.
Trouble in paradise.
No, I think Andrew Ward has something against Lomachenko.
You think?
I don't know.
No, I don't think Andre Ward has anything against him. He just buys into the white guy's getting more of the benefit of that over the black guy.
But he's white. He's white though.
Who fucking got gifts from those fights against Kovalev? This is a guy that you know started fighting that guy Barbershop, whatever his name is. You know, like.
And that's the other thing, man.
Really,
Andre Ward is a white guy. He looks like Kid Capri. He's white. Let me tell you something. All right, anyway,
white,
listen.
Man.
Yeah, he's fucking Meadow Soprano's boyfriend. He's a fucking Oreo cookie.
Exactly. And Max Kellerman and fucking Andre Ward, after the fight, they went to get drinks in a New York bar. We actually have audio of Max Kellerman talking to Andre Ward when they were drunk.
Can I kiss you on the mouth? No! Please let me.
I mean, that's just fucking disgusting, man. I'm sorry. Listen.
Is that Dirk Diggler?
Yeah, that's Boogie Nights.
So wait a minute. Why does Crawford? I mean, Amir Khan has been defeated already and got knocked out, sparked and shit. All right. So Andre Ward
totally agree.
Andre Ward would be satisfied if Crawford goes like 12 rounds with Amir Khan. Seriously,
it's a good point.
At this stage in Khan's career,
he's already making excuses about. Don't be surprised if Khan gives him a good fight for the first 6 rounds.
But don't give him any shit, though. You know that's what he's trying to say. Man.
Ward's gonna be satisfied once he takes the seat off his bicycle, and you know, like because he likes that kind of feeling. You know what I'm saying? But
by the way, I'm surprised that Nopal Castellanos in the chat room is talking about Canelo. Usually he talks about other fighters, but I'm surprised he's talking about Canelo. Anyway, the point is this: fucking like I said, Crawford versus Khan. It's $60, right? $60-$70 or something like that. To watch Khan get laid out, something we've seen before. Meanwhile, Lomachenko did something nobody had ever done before, which is he outclassed in 4 rounds. Bigger, stronger fighter, top 10 lightweight. Come on. Let's give him credit here. All right?
You're not supposed to notice that, BDA. You're not supposed to notice that.
I'm just repeating what Bucho
I'm going
said.
to my boy's house to watch Con Crawford at Cadillac. He's ghetto rigging that shit. I ain't paying for that motherfucker.
There you go. Also, I just wanted to say real quick in over at the UFC, TJ Dillashaw, a couple of weeks ago, he got caught using EPO. Now I gotta wonder how many other fucking guys are using that. I wonder how come they don't get caught more often.
Good for him.
Good for him. Yeah. Well, I mean, let me tell you, fucking EPO. I wonder how many guys are on that shit right now in boxing. I bet you a lot, man. Because sure, you can train hard and everything, but the pace some of these guys go at pretty fucking hard, if you ask me. It makes me wonder.
Suspicious.
Anyway, listen, guys.
Hey, by the way, before we leave, it's Stu already left. Fuck.
I know. I was gonna say something.
Yeah. About the game show.
Yeah, maybe Stu left because he kind of knew what was coming up and he didn't want to. He didn't want to hear something recognized. You got some words for Stu?
What happened? Oh,
you got some words for Stu? I think he just ran away. I think you're going to hold a press conference right now.
Yeah, you guys are going head to head on the first BDA Boxing Trivia show. So.
Oh, Stu's ducking me. That's all.
Yeah. We'll hold a press conference.
Hey, Stu, don't duck me, son. Don't duck me.
Oh. Shots fired. Shots fired.
You better bring your A game.
Fucking Paul.
All right. So
Mike, the situation.
We already have a few questions that we've been writing. Revolution sent me a bunch of questions. I've been writing some questions. I think Mr. BDA as well.
I got 30 so far.
Damn.
Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
I say, like I said, this is just my suggestion. I think you should, to have it like categorized, you should chop it up into decades, bro. That's
yeah, I will. I'm gonna get all the questions. I'm gonna categorize them.
Categorize them. What's with the spelling today? Well, I don't know what's with the spelling. Teofimo Lopez. No, what was he calling him? Teofimo Lopez.
Corolla.
Categorize.
Mofongo Lopez.
Mofongo Lopez. Yeah.
This shows how professional this show is.
Jaime Mungia.
All right, listen. Yeah, Mungia was another one that people were making fun of. I don't like that.
You ever heard of that kid, Gennady Lomachenko? He's real.
Oh, what was it? Sergio Marquez. Oh, what was Joe Rogan calling Juan Marquez? No, he was calling him Juan Martinez.
Vladimir Lomachenko.
Oh, man.
All right. No, Vitaly Lomachenko.
Juan Manuel Barrera.
Hey, guys, one last thing. Wilder says that he wants to kill Brazil now.
Hey, you know what?
I got something to say.
First of all, like, we can't really complain. Fuck it, whatever. It's boxing, it's shit talk. But I think Deontay Wilder's got to be on watch. Okay.
wait, to kill him for killing himself?
Well, for something. He's gonna lose it, man. He's gonna lose his mind. I got a feeling he's gonna lose it pretty soon.
Yo,
and, we gotta start at the BDA. We gotta start what I'm calling the Hall of Presidents. Right? The Hall of Presidents. And this is after the first inductee I'm making right now, Ike, the President, Ibeabuchi. And we're gonna this is where we put all the crazy boxers in history. This is the Insanity Hall of Fame.
You know, we should just put them all in an island and see what happens, man. Make a TV show out of it, man.
Just leave them with whiskey and PCP and drop them off on an island.
Yeah.
But dude, I made a fucking video about that, bro. That shit Wilder's saying is an Academy Award winning performance. He got the Oscar nod. He's going up against Daniel Day-Lewis, Jack Nicholson, De Niro on Taxi Driver, and everybody else. He ain't trying to kill nobody. If Wilder kills somebody in the ring, he's going to convert to Christianity like Son of Sam did after he was in prison for 30 years, bro.
You say that like it's a bad thing, converting to Christianity. It's the best thing that could happen in your life.
What's so bad about it?
Yeah, what's so bad about accepting? No. What's so bad about accepting Jesus Christ as your personal savior, huh?
He didn't mean it, BDA.
Nah, shut the fuck up. Don't try to defend him, man.
Whoa, BDA. He didn't realize he's making a joke.
Nah, fuck you too, man. Fuck you too, because you're another one that doesn't even want to watch. No. You're a guy that doesn't want to watch. You don't want to watch Passion of the Christ with us. You don't want to watch Passion of the Christ, so fine. You don't watch it. Fucking pieces of shit. All of you. I've had it.
It's all good, BDA.
BDA went fought in the Crusades.
That's right.
We should respect BDA.
Hey,
I gave a testicle.
You're on your own on this one.
I sacrificed my left testicle. I sacrificed my left testicle for the Crusades, man. And what did I get from? Did I get lands? No. Got a piece of shit land with a bunch of Arabs all over the place. They don't even work, those fuckers. They just stare at me and smoke cigarettes when I fuck my wife. All right. Listen,
BDA, I keep telling you every time I take my fucking Nona to church, that fucking black smoke starts coming out of my face.
Now you know what the answer is.
I screeched like the xenomorph off of Alien over here, you know.
I gotta watch. Have you ever watched Devil's Advocate?
It's been a long time.
That's a good movie, especially when
one of my favorite movies of all time.
Really? Because that's a fucking good. It's a movie that's bad, but it's not so bad that you can't laugh at it. You know what I mean?
Great ass.
You know, one of my favorite, like, not including like De Niro and all that shit and Al Pacino, but like, you know, one of my favorite movies is, bro, is fucking Seven. I fucking love that movie.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
The fucking gun was in my throat.
That movie's fucked up, man. Whoever fucking wrote that. What's the name of the guy that wrote
What's in the box? Come on.
Oh man, fuck. I was trying to find. I had a couple of those quotes, man. Anyway, listen, I can't find the quotes. I'm tired. We'll talk about this more later on. But,
yeah, we'll do another show this week, man.
Yeah.
Johnny boy, what's in the box? Come on. What's in the box?
Oh, you know when Kevin Spacey, I had that fucking soundbite somewhere where when he shows up at the police station, he goes, "Detective," and they don't listen to him. He's like, "Detective," and he's like, "Detective."
You know what the best was is when they're riding in the car, when he's going to get the box or whatever, and he's like, and Brad Pitt says something to Kevin Spacey. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry I offended you," and he goes, "Oh yeah, and I'm sorry for breaking your fucking face."
Oh yeah, because he threw him off.
Hey,
But
I got one last thing, and I'm gonna jump off.
Go ahead.
All right. So this is my take. The final thing. Deontay Wilder talking about killing people. Want to kill Brazil. Y'all know Immortal Technique, right? The rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know him.
You know the song "Dance with the Devil"?
Yeah.
Where he wants to be a gangster and he gets with the gang. They're like, "All right, you want to fucking be with us? You got to rape somebody." And he rapes a girl and he turns her over and it's his fucking mother he just raped. And he fucking kills himself.
Yeah,
That's gonna be Wilder. He's gonna get himself into some shit.
It's already an MK Ultra, man. No, I mean seriously, I'm not joking. I don't know if it's MK Ultra, but he's definitely been contacted by someone or a group.
I don't know what that means, Butcher, and I don't want you to talk. I don't want you to say anything else about that. We do have a clip of Wilder, though.
I'm just joking.
When he finally, when Wilder will finally murder somebody, he's gonna give himself up in the police station, and we got audio of that right now.
No big surprise.
Oh, shit, I gotta play that. Honestly, hold on. I gotta play that back. Sorry.
No big surprise.
Ah, fuck. That's not even the. I gotta rewind a little bit more. All right, hold on a second.
After this, I'm gone. No big surprise.
Ah, fuck it. I can't get the fucking clue right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. By the way, last thing about movies.
That's how I sounded when I turned myself in to go to the all male university.
You know,
I'm right here.
You turned yourself in, or they found you like.
They found him like Saddam
No,
Hussein.
funny. I was actually turning myself in, and the detective saw me, and he said, "Don't move, don't move." I'm like, "All right, I'm turning myself in, you motherfucker!" Like,
yeah, these guys are obsessed. Was that?
No, the one time I got pinched back in the day when I was like a teenager, I had like 2 little blunt roaches in my ashtray. Okay, those were one of my boys' rooms in the whip smoking. And the cops jumped out of the car, like 4 of them, bro, and pulled all kinds of crazy guns on me for having a blunt, bro.
What?
Yeah, they melodramatic.
Yeah, a little bit, huh? A little bit.
Yeah.
Jesus. You know what you should have done there, Johnny boy? You should have put your hand in your pocket and make it seem as if you had something there. That's what you should have done. That would have showed them. Show them a lesson, set them straight.
This profile picture, that was me on the other end of that gun right there.
Right. Where were you? Anyway, I wanted to...
let's end it.
Yeah, let's end it. I just want to say, Nopal Castellanos was going after everybody in the chat room. They're talking about Canelo again. And Nopal says to Amok, "Amok, you're a faceless and a troll. Probably why should I address you? Show your face. And then Amok says, no, pal, you don't know who you are until you find out. Miss me with your biased Univision propaganda like the LDVC. I mean, I don't know what these fucking people are talking.
Listen, Nopal, are you talking about Triple G or Canelo, man? Seriously.
Yeah, Nopal, you gotta give it a rest, man. It's for your own good.
All you gotta do to piss Nopal off is tell him Triple G beat Canelo twice. That's all you gotta do.
He gets upset, boy.
Nopal, open up the Bible, read Corinthians and Proverbs, and find the salvation in the one true Lord, and he will set you free from all this hate that you have and this passion that you should turn towards divinity, if you ask me.
Amen.
But anyway, listen, that's just my
Amen.
opinion. That's just my
amen.
opinion.
I gotta get out of here. Sorry.
All right.
Let's bounce, man. All right.
Now that I start talking wisdom, you guys want to leave. All right, listen. I want to thank everybody that was here. I want to thank Stu, Recognize, Cameron, Johnny Boy.
Peace, Johnny Boy. Peace.
Peace
Everybody on the panel.
In the chat room as well.
To the chat.
That's right. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out our PayPal page and our Patreon page. And I want to give a shout out to all the loyal people who listen to us day in, day out. You know who you are. I'm talking about the Quags, Virtuoso, Azzy, Nopal, Pete Stammes was in the chat room as well. LR Chiga, Gypsy Boxing Style, Glenn Rodwell. Hold on a second. This is starting to freeze on me. Nicole E, The Punisher, Virtuoso, Triple JJ, who made me laugh with that Mungia. Oh man, I'm not even gonna repeat it.
Jesus.
Uncle Burnt Apostrophe.
Don't say it.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. New Day. And many more people. Of course, Azzy was there as well. Rasclot. Who else is in here at the end? Rick Rocca. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining us. I also want to thank... Hold on a second real quick before we go. Hold on a second. Why the fuck? I want to thank Steven Schneider and Virtuoso for their contributions. You guys make the show possible with your contributions, so thank you. Don't forget to keep on donating. And I'm talking to every fucking body. Let's continue doing the talk show, which we have found a little bit of the problem, so we're gonna be taking calls next week. So thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Next show, man.
And what did I say?
Next week.
Well, maybe next week. I don't know. All right, let's take it easy, fellas.
Insane.
I know I'm insane.
Anyways, take care, guys. See you next time.